tough loss at home the other night. The Steamers' backs are to the wall, but this team seems to respond best when they're in that situation.
I think so. Steamer tradition ever since they've been in St. Louis. They've always come back when they had to, and I anticipate that this evening. I really do.
By the way, for the Steamer wives and girlfriends back home, we want to let you know the guys enjoyed your telegram very much tonight, and they are going to put forth a good effort here in Kansas City. Of course, in the playoffs, it usually starts on defense. Sammy Bick is the Steamer team captain back on defense. Sam, defensively, what's the key to stopping Kansas City tonight?
I think number one and number two, we have to stop Greg Mikowski and Tasso Kasukas from being able to get a shot off inside our defensive red line. I think anytime they get across the red line, they're looking to shoot, and we just can't give them any yards at all because they have such a wicked shot that even if they miss, it's hard to control the rebound off the boards, or somebody else is waiting there to put it in. So we have to stop them from shooting.
Have you missed Don Draghi?
Oh, certainly. Our leading shot blocker, we need him out there, and when, stopping shots is the key to any good defense, so we need him.
Sam, good luck tonight.
Thank you, Bob.
And the Steamers' leading goal scorer on the year, number 9, Don Ebert. Donnie up front. Steamers had him 4-1 the other night. What's the key to getting a lead and maybe keeping a lead on the road in this contest?
Well, we couldn't keep it at home, which was very disappointing to me, and we haven't kept the lead in the last 3 games that we played, so we're a little concerned. I think we've been getting up and letting down and falling back in a little defensive shell. Here tonight, we have to realize, learn from our mistakes made. We got to keep coming at these guys. They're not going to quit, and especially with they sense the victory. They got a big crowd tonight. They know they got us by the rope, so they're going to throw everything they got at us. And if we are fortunate enough to get up, we got to go for the jugular. I thought Wednesday night we kind of sat back at 4-1 and let them get back in the game.
An interesting story is coming to light during this playoff series. That's the goalkeeping situation. Slobo and his former backup, Manny Schwartz, and Manny's doing a heck of a job for Rick Benben.
Manny had a sensational game here when we played last. Slobo, I will take him over Manny. People are faulting him for that penalty kick, but he came out and he takes away so many plays by doing that. They're the keys tonight again, along with our defensive backs and their defensive back. Whoever puts that ball in the back of the net's going to win this ball game. It'll be 4-3, 5-4 overtime. This is a big ball game.
Yeah, I think everybody thinks it's going to be a close one as well. If the Steamers win, it's back to St. Louis Sunday. If they lose, the season's over. From Kansas City, this is St. Louis Steamers. Steamers are depending on here in postseason play. At the other end of the floor, Manny Schwartz has done an outstanding job. He, of course, Slobo's former backup in St. Louis. He's come into his zone 3 times this season, honored as the Defensive Player of the Week. The Defensive Player of the Game the other night in St. Louis. He's out of Israel, and the Kansas City Star today looked like the Manny Schwartz life story. They told the story from when he was born to how he got here to the playoffs with the Kansas City Comets. The Steamers have won 19 of 27 in the all-time series. The playoff record is even at 3 apiece. Up until Wednesday night, the home team had always won, but the Comets won in St. Louis the other night. And now the Comets have won 4 straight in this building, Coach. It's going to be tough to beat them here tonight. A good crowd, 12,000 or so on hand. And this is one of the noisiest places in the league if you're Dave Clemens having to bring your visiting team into this building.
It certainly is. Of course, as you said earlier, we lost the last 4 times we've been here.
Bill Maxwell is the senior official, joined by Gino DiPolito, the same pair that worked the game in St. Louis the other night. A controversial game from an officiating standpoint. The local official, the alternate, Bobby Bribieska. Rick Benben taking over from Pat McBride, and he's done an outstanding job. Youngest head coach in the league. And we're almost set to go. Steamers in their road blues from left to right. Betancourt and Ebert up front. Darryl Duran, the midfielder. Rose and Bick in front of Slobo. Here we go. Back to Sammy Bick it goes. He plays it down the middle, intercepted right away by Greg Mikowski. Back to Manny Schwartz. They've got Mikowski and Clark on defense. The midfielders Charlie Ficus, Tasso Katsoukas, and Laurie Abrahams up front. Schwartz throws it left wing for Abrahams. Back to Mikowski. Armando on him, and back to Manny Schwartz. With his feet to the right side for Tim Clark. And back. He plays it up the midfield. Darryl Duran knocks it down at the red line, but gave it right back to Tasso Katsoukas. Now Armando Betancourt on him. He dumps it left wing. Bick cuts it back to Slobo. Bob, we almost saw Armando do something there a moment ago, which you've got to avoid tonight, and that's taking runs at players and getting fouls at midfield when you're 120 feet from your own net.
Well said. Unnecessary fouls, and it naturally will get you into trouble, especially early in the ball game.
Andy Schwartz is out to battle Don Ebert for it into the crowd. Off of Ebert, they say. It'll be a Kansas City kick in as Don Ebert didn't agree with the call from Gino DiPolito.
It'll be interesting to see how the officials react tonight. In St. Louis, the other night, they called them very, very tightly from the beginning of the ball game, and then they eased up somewhat. Now looks like tonight, that first confrontation right there could have been a foul. It doesn't play on.
Makowski back to Manny Schwartz. Slowly out of his own penalty area. Betancourt marking up front. He dumps it up the right wing for Damir Haramina, who scored the winning goal in overtime. Haramina against Sammy Bick. Lays it right side for Tim Clark. Tim Walters is on for St. Louis, replacing Armando Betancourt. Right side for Charlie Ficus. In the corner, Haramina. Bick knocks him down and takes the ball away. Play on, say the officials, and here come the Steamers back the other way. Daryl Duran against Tasso Katsoukas. On the right side towards the red line, cutting it inside. He's got a man open left side. That's McDonald coming down the wing. Kenny Mack to the corner. Makowski cuts him off, and Carlos Salguero comes away with it. Good steal by McDonald from behind, and Walters has it for St. Louis. He moves around Makowski, who obstructs him, and that'll be a free kick as Greg Makowski got his body in front of Tim Walters, and that's the first foul of the game.
You'll see Kansas City getting back very quickly. They're going to be sure that they're always sound back in there, especially, and so see who gets on that board first. If they get up on top, they'll really be tough defensively. If they get behind, they're not afraid to push up also.
Ball around the left wing boards. Manny Schwartz gives it ahead for Damir Haramina. Up over the top right side. Tim Plumman heads it down right to Timmy Walters. He fights off Angelo DiBernardo and clears the defensive zone for Ken McDonald. Kenny Mack, right side ball. Here's Bellinger down the right wing. Shooting on goal, and Manny Schwartz kicked that one out. McDonald bounces it back in for Niego. Pesa one-on-one against Schiraldi. To his left in the corner, fakes a shot, feeds it in for Walters, and DiBernardo makes that play. McDonald heads it back in. Bellinger has it taken away. Here they come. Salguero along with Haramina. Over the red line, to his left. Can't get a shot. Good play by Ken McDonald. Back the other way, Timmy Walters and the St. Louis Steamers. To his left for Ricky Davis. Top of the slot. Ricky with a chance here. Left side, Pesa. Niego shooting it in front. And Twellman puts it to the crowd on the far side. St. Louis kick in down the left side. 12:24. First quarter, we're scoreless. This is St. Louis Steamers playoff soccer. Bellinger a moment ago.
He played the angle just right. He gave him a little room to the near side, but he covered enough. Bellinger trying to play that far post. If he gets it by there, we have someone on the other side, but good stop.
You know, one thing I've noticed about Manny Schwartz, Bob, he makes a lot of kick saves. Maybe the Steamers ought to start shooting a little higher on this guy and make him get up and handle that ball. Here's Abrahams after a steal to the red line of St. Louis. Left side for Katsoukas. In the corner, stripped away by Timmy Schultz. He clears it but not out. And then Ficus puts it over the glass left wing corner. St. Louis will have a kick in right there. We've played 2 minutes and 51 seconds so far.
Well, we had two excellent opportunities that we didn't finish off as well. Bellinger going down the right side. If he sees Pesa quickly, who was on the left side, gives him a quick ball. Pesa walks in. He decided to go on down. That was 1-2. Ricky Davis coming down the middle decided to play the ball to Pesa, but he definitely had the shot point blank. And I think we're going to have to take those shots. We get inside that red line as well as we hit that ball. Pesa and these kind of guys bang that thing and then come in for the rebound. But don't try to get too cute. We've got to get on the board first.
Schultz, left side for Betancourt. You think Timmy Schultz didn't come to work tonight? He's got his sleeves rolled all the way up.
He had a great game the other night. He's playing very, very well.
Betancourt back to Schultz. Right side ball for Niego. Chesting it down. Looking for a shot to the corner. Schiraldi on him. Traps the ball against the boards, and Niego gets the foul. Not so sure about this one. Schiraldi out-hustled Pesa, but did Niego foul him? It didn't appear as though he did. Back to midfield. Tasso Katsoukas. Pesa knocks it away. Ball bounces off the board. Schultz in front of Abrahams. Back to the goalkeeper. Slobo up on the right side to Betancourt. Niego Pesa and Laurie Abrahams, former Tulsa teammates on a team that won the North American Outdoor Championship 2 years ago. Up over the top, Betancourt right side. Clark intercepts. He clears it. Pass cacciatore to Tasso Katsoukas. Right side for Abrahams. Laurie Abrahams, got to watch him when he's down in the attacking zone. He'll clear it off and then take his run to the goal mouth. Now he's got it back from Clark. Top of the circle. Left side for Ficus. Charlie looking to center it. We got a whistle and a foul on Charlie Ficus for fouling Sam Bick. Ficus getting up slowly. He's been battling an ankle injury, and he's getting up slowly, but it was a 50-50 ball, and Charlie Ficus can't believe the call.
Charlie Ficus, I'm sure, stumbled over his own feet, and then he went into Sammy Bick. He may have caught it on the carpet, but he definitely went into Sammy Bick.
Yeah, Ficus took Bick out on that play. Second foul on the Comets, one on St. Louis. We are 4:04 into the first quarter as Ficus will lead with the help of the Kansas City trainer, Craig Kloss, who is from St. Louis.
Charlie Ficus did not score in the first ball game, but he's terrific potential plus a great playmaker, and that would be a loss if he would go out.
Yeah, he'll be okay. He's a good playmaker, came over from the Chicago Sting out of the University of Indiana. They've had a few good players over there.
Boy.
Now we've got some slow action by the Kansas City bench, and Bill Maxwell says, let's hurry it up. Carl Rose making his first appearance of the night, puts it in play for Slobo, and here come the Steamers. Rose up over the top left side, long ball, Schwartz boots it straight up. Betancourt pulling it down, looking for a shot. DiBernardo took him off the ball. Ahead for Jaramillo, left side, Carlos Salguero down the wing. Jaramillo shooting, and Slobo! A big save. Back the other way comes Betancourt. Armando is fouled by DiBernardo, and that'll be 3 on Kansas City.
DiBernardo following him all the way. Billy Maxwell, good call. He waited. As soon as we lost ball possession, he called it.
Slobo is down. Here's the big save by him. He took it right in the chest off the foot of Jaramillo. And I really think that Slobo simply got the air knocked out of him, and he'll be okay in just a moment. 0-0, typical playoff soccer game, isn't it? 4:28 gone first quarter. This is St. Louis Steamers soccer. Well, Bob, I really think that he simply got the air knocked out of him on that shot, and nothing serious, we hope. Bill Jennings is looking at him. Slobo took a tough shot from Jaramillo, and then Armando Betancourt picking up the rebound, starting up the floor, and Angelo DiBernardo hounded him all the way. He stole it, and Cacciatore helping out there, and that set up the whole scoring chance for Jaramillo. And then later, DiBernardo, after that play, fouled Armando Betancourt, and now the Steamers will get it back at midfield.
Jaramillo can really fly. Here's where he guns that ball. Boy, Slobo took it.
Got Slobo right in the breadbasket, and I think he got the air knocked out of it. That's a terrible feeling, isn't it?
They say count to 10. You go,
That's it. It's like somebody just grabbed your lungs and ripped them right out of you. Dave Clemens doesn't want to lose Slobo. Not that Ed Gedemar can't do the job, but when you're in the playoffs, you want the guy that's got the playoff experience in goal, and Slobo's the man.
Boy, he came out great. Came out right away. He saw Jaramillo, had the lead, came out, cut that angle off, took it point blank.
Carl Rose, long ball, right wing. Timmy Walters in the corner. He and Cacciatore couldn't decide who was going to get it. DiBernardo comes away with it, and here come the Comets, 3-on-3. Tim Walters chasing him. Cacciatore with a steal. Then it's taken away by Carlos Salguero. Greg Mikowski on the boards, dueling with Cacciatore. Look at Jeff down the slot. He shoots right on, and Schwartz an easy save. What a great steal by Cacciatore from Greg Mikowski.
Jeff Cacciatore, great strength for a little guy, and he really fights him.
Midfield, Angelo DiBernardo plays it left side. Bellinger steps it down the floor. Tony B on our radio pregame show said the attitude of the team was good coming over. In fact, many of the guys showed up in the hotel lobby early because they wanted to get here early for this one. That'll be a foul on Tim Walters' left wing boards. The bad thing about that was Mikowski was trying to get off the floor and couldn't, and then Timmy fouled him. That's 2 on St. Louis, 3 on KC. We're 5:15 into a scoreless first quarter. Schiraldi, left side for Katsoukas. Duran fouls him.
Tasso Katsoukas, you just can't knock him off the ball, big and strong, and Daryl Duran doing a good job. You can't let him turn. That's going to be a big battle right there at midfield.
You know, there's only one thing I wish, Coach. I wish they would have waived the 6-foul rule for the playoffs.
I really do.
It really is going to be a factor. Here's Schiraldi in front, and Pesa lays it down for Slobo. Niego doing his job, coming back on defense off that free kick. Daryl Duran back on defense for Tony B. Bellinger to the midfield stripe, looking long, right down the slot right side for Walters. Timmy bumps it back to Duran too hard. Daryl has to flick it straight up. Salguero over the top of everybody, and he'll be called for the foul. Bellinger and Duran had position. Carlos came over the top. And it'll be a free kick for St. Louis on KC's 4th foul of the period. Kenny McDonald, a hard shot. Schwartz the save. The rebound header by Walters into the crowd. Goal kick KC with 9:10 left in the first quarter of play.
Kenny McDonald, ordinarily a left footer, very powerful. Hit that with the right foot and on goal. Boy, he gives us an extra dimension coming in, and anytime he gets some space, he's got to unload on the ball. We get some blue in that box. If he's not on goal off that glassher board, we get that rebound. He's tough. Keeps their forwards on us, too. They can't make those runs because they know if we have the ball and Kenny gets up in there, he can score.
Roman on the goal kick, back to Manny Schwartz. 2 other games in the league tonight, believe it or not. Minnesota's at Wichita and also Cleveland at Chicago tonight, starting their series. Tim Clark dumps it inside for Abraham. Back to Clark. Here they come down the right wing. Clark shooting. Slobo to save. He waited on that one and dove hard and high to his right. Punched it away, and Charlie Ficus back to midfield for Tim Plowman. Left side for Ficus. Over the red line for Abrahams. He gets behind Bellinger. Slobo, another big save. Ficus steals it. Top of the circle. Abrahams back to him. That'll be a foul on Timmy Walters. Right outside the penalty area.
One thing, I think the official was intimidated by the crowd. Timmy Walters got to stay goal side. They played a give and go. Timmy's got to stay inside of him. He took a dive. Good thing we didn't get 2. I don't even think it was a foul. You can't let that guy get in there.
Kitsukas and Twellman. Right point, Clark. Who will they play it to? Tasso for Tim Clark. And the shot. Oh, it got behind Slobo and almost dribbled in.
Slobo's dynamite, boy. He's kept 3 off the board. Beautiful.
Left wing throw for Tim Walters to the red line. Top of the slot. Timmy lets one fly. Easy block for Tim Clark. Right side kick in for St. Louis. At 8:10 remaining in the first quarter of play, we're scoreless, but you can thank Mr. Ilijevski for that statistic.
That run right there. We didn't have anyone running off the ball. Timmy got himself caught no man's on, and he had to try to take the shot. We've got to clear out of there. If we're not, give him some space, but let him look for something.
Look at those eyes. Intense of Slobo. Intense concentration. McDonald.
There it is.
Shoots it in front. Ebert fans. And scores! Armando. I don't know if Don Ebert fanned on it or if he just decoyed it. The Steamers lead 1-0 on a goal by Armando Betancourt off a fine free kick by Kenny McDonald, I believe.
That's right. Kenny McDonald so powerful, and he hammered that ball. And then we got him inside that box, boy. Armando right there, right foot. He can hit him out of the air, too. Great start. Slobo kept us honest, kept us in the ball game, or kept them honest, kept us in. Now we jump out on top.
Boy, what a great job of control there. He sent Manny Schwartz the wrong way. At 6:53, the Steamers lead 1-0. Here comes Armando again. Right side for Don Ebert. He's got Davis in front. Centers it. Ricky! Oh, he headed it over the glass. That ball was about a foot too high for Davis. It prevented him from heading it down. And Bob, the size of Manny Schwartz also had something to do with the goal.
Donnie Ebert read him all the way, though. Donnie Ebert saw Davis streaking down the left side. He played it off the glass. It came up a little too high. Great play. A little bit lower, or Ricky a little bit taller, or higher. He'd have got that ball in there.
They give Don Ebert the assist on that goal. Evidently, they feel that Ebert flicked the ball on its way through the penalty area. And even if he didn't touch the ball, he still set the goal up. Armando, his second of the playoffs. Ebert's third assist already. Steamers 1-0 to midfield. Jaramillo. Right side for DiBernardo. Off the boards, and Rose has it after Ebert intimidated Angelo DiBernardo. We're halfway through the first quarter, Bob, and that first goal on the road is oh so big.
You're not kidding. And team fouls 4-4, even up. See Steamers coming back, helping out. That's it.
Here's Rose and Davis. Ricky over the red line. Top of the slot. Left side, Betancourt in front. Oh, Armando, you got to shoot that one. Ricky really sped out the defense. Salguero down the floor. Jaramillo never saw him. Long shot is high and wide. Boy, if Jaramillo had seen Carlos Salguero, who just stepped on, he would have had a clean-cut breakaway in alone on Slobo. Schultz, right side, taken away by Mikowski. Back the other way.
Matchup.
At the left point, Mikowski cuts it inside, lays it off for DiBernardo. Angelo at the right point. Can't get past Davis, and Dick clears it away. Steamers have a 2-on-1 if they can get it down the floor. Pesa for Walters. Here's Timmy down the wing. Dick and Davis in front. And it's taken away now by Pesa after the clearance. Over the red line, Niego. Left corner, Walters. Check it. It's Davis in the corner with Walters in front. Ricky centers for Bick. Sammy wants to shoot. Fakes a shot against DiBernardo. To his left. Shooting right by Niego and wide. And is picked up by Mikowski. Back to Manny Schwartz just in time with Pesa all over him. Smart play by Niego to get up off the ground and get away from the goalkeeper.
We're looking, boy. We're looking offensively. We just missed on a couple passes, but we're trying to find that open man. Beautiful.
Kitsukas put it right into the legs of Cacciatore in midfield. Pesa back to Bellinger. Tony B for Pesa. Now Sammy Bick in the defensive zone. We played 9 minutes. Steamers on top, 1-0. Tim Walters over the red line. Ahead for Niego. Pesa has Walters again, right wing. Cuts to his left against Clark. Now against Kitsukas as well. Right side for Walters. Petcher on him. Big Steve's first appearance of the night. Timmy Walters back to the point for Bellinger. Tony B slowly. To his left for Sammy Bick. Steamers playing possession ball here. Left side, Cacciatore. He was pressured by Kitsukas, and that results in an interception for Charlie Ficus. Left wing for Abrahams. Cacciatore stops him, but it goes right to Ficus. Jeff played a strong game so far. You know, his parents think you're Italian. They think you're Bob Brunetti.
I am Italian.
Okay.
And they're two of the nicest Italians I know.
On the near boards, it's Steve Petcher.
Lou Ranoni's another nice one.
I wouldn't go that far. Back on defense, Manny Schwartz up to midfield. Over the top of Bellinger. Bick chesting it down, and Sammy back to Slobo. He couldn't pick it up. He volleys it up in the air. The ball misses the scoreboard. Betancourt a piece of it. Now Petcher a header for Clark. And here come the Comets. Right side, Kitsukas. Fighting off Cacciatore. That's a foul on Jeff. Boy, this place is insane.
Some great volleying in back court there by the Comets to keep that ball in possession. We're coming down well, playing well. Once in a while, our forwards are going to have got to come back so they can help get the ball played at their feet and cut off of that. We seem to get in a trance down there. We get inside that red line, and then their movement stops. It has to continue all the time.
In for Abrahams. That was foul number 5 on the Steamers. Betancourt takes it away. Bick on the boards for Armando. He's hacked by Ficus, who went jumping into him. And that's 5 fouls on each team now.
That's what you talked about, Bob. Now, that was a senseless foul on Kansas City.
And, you know, especially why, you know, it's okay to pressure the guy, but Charlie Ficus went jumping in, Bob, and they're going to get you every time for that, even if you steal it. Here's Slobo up to midfield. Long ball, left wing, off the glass. Ebert pulls it down. Donnie looking to the corner. Bellinger a shot off the foot of Clark into the crowd. St. Louis left wing kick in. We've got 4:27 left first quarter. We'll take a timeout. Steamers on a goal by Betancourt lead at 1-0. This is St. Louis Steamers playoff soccer. Kick in for St. Louis with 4:27 remaining in the first quarter of play. 1-0 Steamers on top. Betancourt from Ebert at 6:53. McDonald gets the go-ahead from Gino DiPolito. Plays it in front. It hit Redmond Lane. Cleared away. This is the first time we've seen Redmond tonight. Here's Petcher clearing the defensive zone. For Schiraldi and back to Manny Schwartz. Each team's got to be careful now, Coach. Playing with 5 fouls. A 6-foul penalty in the playoffs can really be crucial. Here's McDonald with a steal because of Daryl Duran's pressure. Duran in midfield against DiBernardo. Steps around him to the corner. McDonald, bad angle, in front. Ball loose, and it's cleared away. Now on the Steamers. And that's going to be a 6-foul penalty on St. Louis.
Redmond Lane, very upset. Kenny McDonald got fouled going in the corner. He got hammered in the corner, no foul. He went down. Redmond Lane trying to follow it up. They called a foul on him. Redmond did come in to keep it, though. Yeah, he came in hard. You got to play it that way in there. That ball comes loose, we tap it in. Hey, Bob, they've got 5 on them. We'll hold them off for 2, and then we'll get ours, and then we'll score.
10:59, the time of the St. Louis 6-foul penalty. Redmond Lane, outstanding season for the little guy from Cork City, Ireland. Here come the Comets in the power play. The other night, they were 1 for 3 on the power play. The Steamers in penalty killing, of course, 67%. And here we go. It'll be DiBernardo. They've got, looks like Benny Tabak out there for his first appearance. Charlie Ficus, Laurie Abrahams, and Greg Mikowski. Steamers will kill it with Cacciatore and Schultz. And back deep, Rose with Sammy Bick.
Greg Mikowski will play that left side. Be careful of him. He'll play that diagonal ball across. They scored twice on it. Mikowski being the quarterback on the pass. Or he'll hammer it himself.
DiBernardo right side for Benny Tabak. Cacciatore pressuring. Bumps it back to midfield. On the near boards, it's DiBernardo for Greg Mikowski. Left wing boards, Laurie Abrahams. Back on top for Mikowski. Quarterback is DiBernardo right side for Tabak. DiBernardo in front, deflected, and Carl Rose knocked it away just in time. That ball hit Schultz on the way in. Carl did a good job. Here's Tabak to the corner. Sammy Bick cuts him off, slams it off the board, tries to catch it. Torrey back to Carl Rose. Carl, give the ball to your keeper. Now he's going to clear it for Schultz. Now Timmy will give it to Slobo, and that's good penalty killing by the Steamers. Slobo has it in his hands. Pike is pressuring. He throws it up over 2 lines. Bick, a flick-on header up in the air. DiBernardo heads it for Mikowski. Ball bouncing high on the boards. Schultz with it there for St. Louis. Mikowski knows he can't foul him because his team has 5. Sammy Bick intercepts back to Carl Rose. Off the boards for Bick. Sammy wants to get it to midfield, then clear it down. He still has it. Left side for Cacciatore. Back to Bick. Left boards, Mikowski. Foul, Sammy.
That's it. You knew it was coming.
Foul number 6 on Kansas City. Tremendous penalty killing and individual control by Sammy Bick.
Kansas City with 40 seconds to go. Here's Mikowski. He had his eyes down on the ball, trying to reach across, but in so doing, he definitely tripped Sammy up. Kansas City, 41 seconds on their power play, and then we'll go to work on them.
So the teams will be at even strength for the next 41 seconds. Then the Steamers will cash in. Ebert is serving the St. Louis penalty. Who will serve for KC? I'll tell you one thing, in 41 seconds, if not right now, Coach, we'll see our first appearance of the night by Mark Fredrickson, who I feel is maybe the best penalty killer I've seen in the league this year.
He's just an all-out 100% hustler, a great kid, very intelligent, and he just plays hard. That's the only way he knows how to play. You're right.
Laurie Abrahams will serve the penalty. He trades unpleasantries with referee Bill Maxwell. I tell you, that Abrahams is a character. When they came into St. Louis for the final regular season home game, I said to him, Laurie, you guys are missing a lot of your key players. He said, yeah, but all the stars are here. He's something. Here's Slobo over the red line now. 28 seconds away from a power play for the Steamers. They just want to hold control here, Coach. You hear Ebert talking to him. 25 seconds, he said. Bellinger leftwards. Pressured there by Fredrickson and Ficus. Ball comes loose back to Manny Schwartz. Now 10 seconds away from a Steamer power play.
Pressure right here. Don't foul, but put pressure on him.
Clark, Petcher. Duran on him. Back to Manny Schwartz. Now it's time to mark up.
Yeah, they're going to hold
the goalkeeper do something. Ebert is on, so he waves Davis to pressure the keeper. Schwartz picks it up and dumps it to midfield. Fredrickson, first time's a bit too tall for Schiraldi, and Glavin will start the St. Louis power play with 1:05 remaining. Bellinger and Duran. Tony B will leave now, and on is Redmond Lane. Davis right point, Lane left point, Duran the quarterback. Down deep, Glavin and Ebert. Ahead for Eves, who came out intelligently. Here's Ricky Davis to the right point. On the left for Duran. First time. Left side. Redmond Lane winding up. Across. Glavin hit it wide. Oh, Tony. Fredrickson clears for Petcher. He clears but not out. Right to Duran at midfield. At the red line. Daryl Duran. Top of the slot. In on goal. To his left. In the corner. Slams it off the boards for Redmond Lane. He bumps it back for Davis. 30 seconds left in the power play. Ricky on top. Shoots it in. Headed out by Clark. Rebound. Clark rejects that one. Into the crowd on the far side, and the Steamers will have a kick-in with 23 seconds left in their power play.
Daryl Duran doing a fine job. He's driving right at one of those up defenders, making them commit themselves, and he's dropping it off. Little off on that pass to Redmond Lane. It's got to be right on the money so he can hit it first time. In defense of Tony Glavin, that's the first shot he had tonight. Give him another one like that. We'll pick it out of the net.
Duran over the red line. Davis to his right. Ricky's got it at the point. He's going to let it fly. Now he fakes a shot. Right side, Glavin in the corner, centers. Ebert a touch on it, and it's put away by Tim Clark. 10 seconds remaining in the penalty now. Here comes Duran, one final chance for the Steamers. Duran shooting! Ebert was going to deflect it. Glavin puts it upstairs. Goal kick, 2 seconds left. That'll do it for the penalty. Boy, Don Ebert, Bob, was ready to clip that ball in at the right post, and a defender, maybe Petcher, got his toe on it just after the last instance.
Steamers look good on that power play. Had that ball moving very, very well. Shooting was a little bit off, but as long as you got the ball moving, the shots will come. They're going to go in also. Hang in here right now, Bob. 43 seconds. We need to be ahead at the end of the quarter.
Unless somebody scores here for St. Louis in the last 2 seconds of the power play, each team will be 1 for 4 with a man advantage in the playoff series. 43 seconds in the period. Rick Ben checking the clock. 1-0 St. Louis. Twelman and Schwartz. Out of the box right now is Abrahams. Manny Schwartz Pesa pressuring. Schwartz holding it to midfield. Flick on header by Abrahams. Charlie Ficus has it. Walters on him. Ficus left wing to the corner. Shooting, and Slobo the save. In the corner, Abrahams gets it away from 2 men. In front, Mikowski shot it wide. In front again. Bick blocks it. That's not an intentional handball. Here's McDonald back the other way. And it's Twellman. That ball came up and hit Sammy, but it was not an intentional handball. Back to the red line. That's the end of the first quarter. So we played 15 insane minutes of soccer here in Kansas City. The Steamers have the game's only goal and lead it 1-0. Slobo and his mates will regroup. This is St. Louis Steamers playoff soccer.
Times change.
All in the 7th minute. Armando Betancourt from Don Ebert. Steamers took a 1-0. We'll start with the motor line, as I call it. The motor man, Glavin and Lane. Cacciatore behind him. Then Bellinger and Schultz on defense in front of a guy who had a great first quarter, Slobo. Here we go. Tasso Katsoukas for Tim Clark. Off the kickoff, back to Mikowski. He switches it left side for Clark with Lane on him. Here it is. There's an interception. Here's Cacciatore back the other way. Jeff looking for a man to his right, shooting on goal, and Schwartz makes the save. He throws it up the right side. Katsoukas very nicely. He was double teamed, so he just switched it over for Abrahams, who had space. Charlie Ficus, right wing. He goes left side for Tim Clark. Right ahead, Tasso Katsoukas to the red line. Glavin and Cacciatore on him. Jeff a touch on him, but right to Mikowski. Abrahams playing the high post. Back to midfield for Ficus. That's where they want Laurie Abrahams. He's the target man. Then he can play it off to the wingers. Redmond Lane beating Katsoukas down the right wing boards, and Redmond starts out the other way. Having a little trouble with the ball on the boards. Ficus took it away. His shot deflected off Schultz. Changed directions on Slobo and luckily hit the glass. Here's Redmond back the other way for Tony Glavin. Over the red line, Glavin to his left. In the corner, shooting in front. Got a weak shot away, and it was grabbed easily by Manny Schwartz.
I thought Tony Glavin was really going to bang it off the board, and we had Tony Bellinger coming from the other side. Tony just hit it on that portion of the board where it just sort of spins right along with it. Doesn't come off.
Schwartz dumps to midfield. Right side forwards, Carlos Salguero. Duran on him, a pair of number 7s dueling. Glavin with a steal. He cuts it inside into the penalty area, and he was hit by Jaramillo from behind.
He grabbed him, Bob.
Yep, and that's going to be a 2-minute penalty on the Comets. He was just tripped from behind by Damir Jaramillo. Tony Glavin beat him cleanly, Bob.
He came right on down. Jaramillo really pulled him from the back. Official right on the target. Held him back. You see Tony go left and then right, boy. He dropped those shoulders down. He was really flying. He gets another step. Jaramillo don't grab him. He unloads with that right foot.
Holding the call on Damir Jaramillo. Steamers in the power play now. Second quarter at Wichita, 1-1 with Minnesota and the Strikers. Cleveland 1-0 at Chicago. Second quarter. That's the last scores we'll give you because Jim Duff will update everything for you tonight at halftime on our Budweiser Sports Break. And also tonight, a feature on my buddies, Bob Burnett and Bob Kehoe. I can't wait to see this.
Frickin' crack.
I tell you.
It's going to be a great show.
Mo, Larry, and Curly got nothing on you guys. Here we go. Duran will be the trigger man. On top for Pesa. Niego, right side for Davis. Ricky. Ooh, and Manny Schwartz kicked it out. Boy, Ricky let a rocket go. And, Bob, I'm glad to see Niego out there on the power play. He didn't play on the first one, but he put so much pressure on their defenders, not only by shooting on goal, but shooting wide, because when that ball comes off the glass, you get a lot of rebounds. Pesa left side for Duran. Darrell on top for Ricky. Steamers will refire the attack. Left point for Darrell. Back to Davis. He's got Pesa stationed to his right on the boards. One touch for Niego. Back to Ricky. He'll first time it. Now he's going to hold it. Right side for Pesa. Niego volleying it. On goal, and Schwartz to save. Knocked away by Frederickson. Well, that'll give Manny something to think about there. Here's Davis. Here's Pesa. He hit it to the far post and wide. Duran on top for Davis again. Looks like the Niego show. Ricky shooting. That's one stepped out there by Petcher into the penalty box on the near side. St. Louis kick in with 1:20 left in the power play.
You know what that's doing? Mark Fredrickson has to honor Niego Pesa, so he's playing to his left. Ricky Davis took advantage of that. drive down the middle. You shoot, Ricky, because he can hit that thing.
And one other thing, Coach, shooting like that, somebody's bound to be open at that far post back door one of these times.
You're right. They're going to storm on Diego now. Donnie Ebert, if he plays down deep and overload to that side, down to Donnie, and Donnie's great coming across with it.
Ricky over the red line, straight ahead for Ebert, lays it off for Pesa. Diego dribbles one across. He didn't get much on that one. Schiraldi clears but not out. Redmond Lane in the corner, knocked off the ball by Petcher. Fredrickson clears it up the floor. Schiraldi heading it. He's cut off by Davis. Then he shoves down Ricky, and that's a foul on Gino Schiraldi. And I guarantee you, if they didn't have a man in the penalty box, that would have been 2 minutes. Boy, Ricky luckily helping out Duran. Then Schiraldi just elbowed him down. Here's Davis at the red line. Ricky straight ahead for Ebert. Plays it back to Davis. Ricky right side, Pesa. Here's a chance. He hit it just wide. Duran the rebound. On top for Davis. Ricky onto it. Upstairs it goes. That'll be a goal kick. Boy, a fan took that one right in the face upstairs. It'll be a goal kick for Kansas City.
Well, Kansas City isn't stopping our power play. I'll tell you that. We're banging that ball. We've had more shots in this minute and a half than we've had in a long time.
And the old venerable coach always says, make the ball move faster than the defense, and that's what they're doing,
That's
right?
what they're doing. And two guys up front, really frustrated, boy. They don't take care of Ricky Davis. He bangs. If they do, they drop it over to Diego, and he bangs it. Now, Donnie Ebert, they tell Diego now they're going to be on you quick. Drop it down to Donnie. We can go from that way. Get the ball back.
Midfield, Carl Rose will get it back after good work by Sammy Bick. Duran, left side for Davis. 35 seconds left. Rose will leave, and Redmond Lane is on. All the guns are out there. Ricky right side for Diego. Uh-oh, bad ball for Davis. Taken away by Schiraldi, and Petcher clears it down the floor. Left side, Schiraldi running onto it. Redmond Lane will beat him. Back to Slobo. Look out, Slobo. He clears it for Redmond Lane, and back to the goalkeeper. Penalty will be over in 12 seconds.
We're going to get it right here. We got one more shot at him.
Here comes Pesa. Right side for Lane. Back to Diego. Shooting. It's wide to the left. Rebound Petcher. He volleys it out with a classy bicycle kick, and the penalty is over.
Man, fans really appreciate that.
Here's Davis, left side for Duran. Darrell left wing against Petcher. To his left, in the corner, centering in front, but it goes right to Manny Schwartz. He throws it up the right wing. Duran will leave it for Rose. Petcher, a little bit tired from killing the penalty, did not chase the ball. Instead, he left. Salguero and Jaramina are on. Sammy Bick, left side for Ebert. Eves, through ball. Cacciatore! Ball Ebert gave it. Jeff Cacciatore from Don Ebert. One of the greatest passes you'll ever see, Bob.
My goodness. Donnie Ebert is back to the goal. Jeff Cacciatore streaking down the right side. Donnie turned and hit it with the right foot. Was that on the money? Boy, and Jeff played it very, very cool. He got control of the ball. He beat the keeper to the far post. What a pass. I mean, you couldn't throw it any better than that. Now watch Jeff. He gets control of that ball. Far post, it's there.
Jeff Cacciatore, his first in the playoffs. Don Ebert's second assist of the night, and his fourth in 2 games. At 4 minutes of the second quarter, the Steamers lead by a score of 2-0. Abrahams ahead for Mikowski. DiBernardo for Salguero now in the corner. DiBernardo shooting. That's wide to the far post. Mikowski centering. Look out, Salguero! Oh, and what a save by Timmy Walters. In front, Rose clears it. Now they still have it. Betancourt looking to get it out of there. Mikowski cuts him off. Here come the Comets back the other way. Armando bumps it to midfield. Angelo DiBernardo. Right point for Tim Clark. On the boards for Salguero. Cacciatore on him. Salguero got the elbow up, but Jeff's going to get the foul. Jeff claiming he was elbowed in the face. Timmy Walters obviously not pleased. DiBernardo on the free kick. Left side, Mikowski. One touch. He has to go to the top of the slot. Good D by Armando, who overplayed him to the left side. Clark in the corner for Abrahams. Laurie Abrahams on top for Clark. Good possession here by KC. At the red line. Through ball for DiBernardo. Cacciatore in the right side. Abrahams in the corner. Steps by Jeff. In front! A shot at Slobo, the save! Salguero just couldn't get enough on it. Long throw, right side. Walters knocked off the ball by Clark, but gets it back. Dumps it for Cacciatore. Jeff, left side, Sammy Beck. In the corner, across the goal mouth, and Kitsukas knocks it away. They clear it down the floor right to Carl Rose.
Go ahead, Sammy.
Sammy Bick, left side, against Clark. Pulls up short, in the corner, Glavin in front. Centers catch a Korea header. And it's knocked away as Jeff couldn't get it on goal. Then he fouls Tasso Katsoukas. This is a furious soccer game. Unbelievable action from end to end.
Steamers giving up their bodies defensively, and on the attack, boy, they're looking, and they're coming down quickly.
Steamer scoring play at 4 minutes of the second quarter. Here's another steal by Glavin. Left side, Bellinger. Tony down the wing. In front! Cleared away by Tim Clark at the last minute. Steamer corner kick when we come back. 2-0 St. Louis. Second quarter action. This is St. Louis Steamers playoff soccer.
Wouldn't you,
Coach, good goalkeeping and opportunistic scoring.
See Slobo on the left post. He got beat. It came across the crease. Such quick reactions. He got to the right side and got down on the ball. Beautiful save. He's definitely kept us in this ball game. I mean, giving us that lead by keeping them off the board.
Ricky Davis centers for who? Scoops it over the top. Pesa. On goal. Almost to the right. He hit it about 1.5 feet wide to the right. Now Ebert almost with a steal. Pesa trips him up. That'll be 3 fouls on the Steamers. 1 on KC, but you got to like the way the Steamers are going after Kansas City.
Do not change your tactics. Stay on top of them. Stay after them.
Katsoukas to his right. Great block by Schultz, and here comes Davis. 3 on 2. Ebert to the left, Glavin to the right. Here's Ricky down the slot. Glavin shooting in front, and Schwartz knocks it away. And he gets it back from Twellman. Tony just couldn't get that ball up off the floor. Here's Petcher. Left side, Salguero against Bellinger to his right. Tony stops him, shooting back to the far post. Petcher the rebound. Off the boards right to Tony Glavin. Here come the Steamers. 3 on 2 again. Glavin down the middle. Schultz and Lane both on the left side. Tony shoots. Schwartz with a save. And it's cleared into the crowd by Twellman. Kick in St. Louis right side, Bob, and the Steamers' transition game looks like a track meet right now.
It certainly does. Kansas City back 2-0. They're pushing up. They're getting their defenders up in the attack. We're aware of that, and we're coming out of their steaming. And you see both times we took the center lane, boy, with the ball, and that creates problems no matter what. You got a guy on either side running, and the guy in the middle with the ball has got his head up, and he's looking, and we knew exactly where our teammates were. The only thing is we didn't finish quite well enough. Tony going to hammer it. Boy, I like to see him running like that.
We're going to get a new soccer ball here, and we'll take a timeout. 2-0 Steamers from KC. This is St. Louis Steamers playoff soccer. Kenny McDonald off the kick in, punched out by Schwartz. Steamer corner kick left wing. This is where Duran looks for Ebert or Betancourt. McDonald and Rose at the point, so a good shot on the left point as well in the person of Ken McDonald. Here's Daryl Duran. Ebert makes his run, tries to get a piece of it, does, but he's stopped by the defense. On top for Kenny Mack. He volleys it on goal, and it's off the leg of Fredrickson. Hits the top of the glass and stays in. Mikowski heads it down, then Armando dumps it into the crowd. It'll be a KC kick-in. We played 6 minutes and 59 seconds of the second quarter. Steamers on top, 2-0. Mikowski will lead. Bob, in a game like this, it's important. When you're tired, get out of there, because you can't afford one player out of 5 who maybe can't get back down the floor.
That's right. And the one time you don't get back, your man runs free, and that's the time they score on you. And you've got a lot of ball game left. Get out, take that break, come back in. Don't try and be, as they say here at this particular point.
Fredrickson back to Manny Schwartz. Now for Charlie Ficus. Ebert on him. Schwartz slowly out of his own penalty area. Ebert will close on him as he approaches the red line. Schwartz left side, Abraham's right side for Clark. They dumped it upfield for Ficus. Betancourt cut it off. Armando ridden off the ball by Charlie Ficus. Centered it right to the feet of Armando. He plays it away from Ficus. And he still has it. Right around Charlie Ficus. Right side for Duran. Duran with Fredrickson watching him. Shooting in front. McDonald the rebound. And it's blocked by Tim Clark. Kenny Mack took a little too long to tee it up, but a good block by Clark. Here's McDonald. Right side for Betancourt. Good work by Duran at midfield defensively. Down the floor, the Comets bump it, and Carl Rose has it for St. Louis. Ken McDonald down the left wing. Armando running onto it. Can't get it from Petcher, who clears it back to his own goalkeeper.
That's the time you've got to spread them defensively. We had to come all the way back and set it up. We got to get guys on each side of the board and wide. Make them get out and spread themselves. Then we can play to somebody's feet and then cut off of them.
Ficus on the left side for Tim Clark. He bumps it off the boards for Damir Haramina. Carl Rose cuts him off. They're going to call Carl for a foul. And that's number 4 on St. Louis, and KC only has 1. So the 6-foul rule again will be in vogue very shortly.
And with 6:46 to go. But don't change your defensive tactics, Steamers. Stay after them. If they call it, they call it. But pressure them all over the floor. Work at them hard.
Right side Petcher. Moved around Ebert. Down the boards. Rose took him off it. Petcher still has it. In front! Abraham for Salguero couldn't deflect it home. What a great ball by Petcher. Here's Fredrickson centering in front. Aramina shot it. Timmy Walters blocked it. Here's Petcher a shot in front. It comes loose for Duran. He's dumped by Fredrickson. They say play on. Left side Salguero. In front. Ball loose. And a foul. A foul on Casey. Goodness gracious.
Well, we almost could have got tapped on that because Gerald Duran definitely was fouled and they didn't call it. But look how many Blues are behind in there. Just kicking, fighting their way, giving up their body. They're not going to score.
And look who's in the goal mouth. Don Ebert, the Steamers forward, defending right there. Boy, I tell you,
Carl Rose got a stiff arm. He went back on it, right on his back. He really got clobbered in there. It's a war out there.
I tell you,
great game.
Hagler and Hearns have nothing on those guys.
What a game.
Man. So you want to play indoor soccer someday, kids. You better be tough.
Get on the Nautilus quick.
Yeah, left side Slobo for Walters. Timmy over the red line against another Tim. Tim Clark of KC. Down to the corner. Walters has played a great defensive game so far. Looking to lay it off to somebody. Now he's got Vic running to his right. Sammy runs onto it. Makes a shot. Now takes it. Wide. Rebound, and Vic lost it. Here's Jaramina back the other way. 3-on-3. Steamers are back in good shape. Bellinger off the boards for Slobo. The Steamers got back in great shape that time defensively. Slobo left side for Diego Pesa. At the red line, Diego on the left side against Abrahams. Top of the slot, lays it back for Walters. 5:25 left in the first half of play. Vic for Pesa. Diego against Fredrickson. Fakes the shot. Now takes it. Oh, he hit it just wide. Vic in front. Cacciatore. Couldn't keep it down. What a shot by Diego. Almost 3-0, but we settle for 2. Goal kick. This is St. Louis Steamers. Layoff soccer. Diego Pesa came very close, Bob, to making it 3-0 on a well-placed shot to the keeper's right.
I'll tell you, the ball hit so hard, the sound effect, my goodness, he almost knocked that post down.
Here's Tim Twellman back the other way for Kansas City. We've got 5 minutes remaining in the second period of play. Cacciatore intercepts for St. Louis. Back to Tony Bellinger. Steamers marking up tremendously all over the field. Cacciatore left side for Tony B. To the corner, Redmond Lane. On him, Mikowski. Bellinger has a chance. Shooting, Mikowski! Oh, Glavin shot it high. Mikowski put it right to Tony. Here's Cacciatore, stopped by Mikowski. KC back the other way. Mikowski has Ficus to his right. And on goal! They score.
They broke out. Got a score on 2. I was hoping somebody fouled Mikowski up on that red line. He laid it off. That's that diagonal ball. No way was he shooting. He just laid it across to the far post. Laurie Abraham's coming down the left side. Charlie Ficus saw him. He just played it to the far post.
Abrahams from Ficus at 10:27. It's a 2-1 game.
We got to go now this next minute or so. Steamers working so hard. They're still up 2-1. Just don't get down, Steamers. Go right back after them now. Come on, let's get that one. Tony Glavin could have made it 3-0. In there, point blank, got a little bit too high, came off the board. We got in trouble right away, Bob.
Yeah, that's what hurts. You see it so often. You miss a chance at one end, they come right back to hurt you.
Well, indoor soccer, 1 or 2 passes and you're on goal. There's no such thing as a build-up because 1 pass and you're there. I was hoping somebody fouled Mikowski right up out of here on top.
Abrahams is second of the playoffs. The first assist for Charlie Ficus. In the 11th minute, here's Betancourt off the kickoff ahead for Ebert. Don Ebert back to Armando down the right side corner. 12 on him. Armando knocked down. That's a foul. Number 3 on KC in the period. Davis wanted to run on for a quick restart. Stepping in front of him is Twellman, so now they'll set it up. Ricky has Schultz and McDonald behind him. Ebert and Betancourt on his left. And Ebert can't get the shot. Petcher knocked it away.
I tell you, they're marking Kenny McDonald right now. They know what they've got out there. They don't give him any space on these restarts.
Schultz left side for Betancourt. Armando against Twellman. Holding on to it. Dumping it right side corner. Too far for Davis. DiBernardo intercepts. Ebert cuts him off from the goalkeeper. Angelo DiBernardo cuts it inside, and here he comes. Long ball, right side, Jaramina against Timmy Schultz, who knocks it away. McDonald bumps it to the point. Salguero knocked off the ball. And a foul on the Steamers, and that's number 5.
Well, they've got 3. That's where, there's a difference out there, and it's easy to say, but ball's 35 or 40 feet away. Right there, you want to just hold him. If you don't have a chance to win that ball, then you're just going to have to hold him. Somebody attacking from the front.
Salguero centers off a header. Davis knocks it away on a long up-over-the-top free kick. Betancourt is dumped by Jaramina. That'll be foul number 4 on Kansas City. So now we've got a cluster of fouls by both teams.
Well, I'll tell you, the crowd is really into it. I think they were booing.
Don Ebert in the corner against Petcher. Centers, Davis. He's pushed down by DiBernardo, and they say play on. Back the other way comes Kansas City. It is Salguero at the red line. Top of the slot. Right side for DiBernardo. Angelo looking to shoot. Right corner, Twellman, look out! In front, Slobo got a piece of it. Rebound. Knocked off the ball by Davis was Jaramina. Cleared out to the point. Kenny McDonald has it for St. Louis. At his own red line, Kenny McDonald on the right wing boards, plays it up for Davis. He's in a foot race against Petcher. Davis in the corner, knocked down from behind. That's foul number 5 on Steve Petcher. Now we've got some debris on the floor.
Ricky Davis got to step on Petcher, got the corner. Once you get the step on that defender, there's nothing he can do because you get around that turn and you're going in on goal, and he definitely fouled him. I'll tell you, there was enough dissent there that there could have been a 2-minute call.
They're warning the crowd now not to throw things on the field. Bob, while we have this timeout, I think you wanted to say hello to somebody back home.
Well, we have Mrs. Sandy Aaron Reich wants to say hello to all the people at Duran Realty, and then Phil Noser. A lot of people here from Benedictine College want to say hello to Phil Noser. They remember him when he was a great basketball player up here during the Peach Basket days, Bob.
Uh-oh. That sounds like one of your Bob Kehoe jokes. I know a rip when I hear one. Steamers right wing free kick. We've got 3:04 left in the first half of play. 2-1, the Steamers on top of the Kansas City Comets. Ricky Davis will be the trigger man on the free kick here. He's got Rose, Schultz, Pesa, and Walters out on top. Steamers would love to get their 2-goal lead back and not allow KC to equalize and get this crowd back in the game.
Kenny McDonald not out there. I thought they might use him on this restart. Oh, they got Pesa on this side, switching over, which is a good play. Play it back to Schultz and over to Pesa quickly. Watch DiBernardo come out. He smells something there. He's going to break off of it.
Here's Ricky. On top for Diego. That's not a very good set piece, but they get it into the corner for Rose. Off the boards, and DiBernardo has it. Davis intercepts because of Pesa's pressure. Up over the top left wing. Schultz in the corner for Rose. Cleared out by Twellman. Petcher a header. Back to the goalkeeper. Each team playing aggressively. Each team with 5 fouls. Here comes Steve Petcher down the right side for Kansas City. Top of the slot, Ficus. Abraham's back to him in front. He hit it just high. Oh, what a 1-2 by Ficus and Abrahams. That's the way they love to use Laurie Abrahams. Left corner, Abrahams against Rose. Whistle. That's a handball on Carl Rose. And foul number 6 on the Steamers.
Laurie Abrahams got the inside position on Carl. Carl tried to reach up with that right foot, bring the ball down. Got a bad break, hit his hand. We may have to make some substitutions here. We got some people that are tired, been out there for a while. It's important right here. They're too close on this restart.
Boy, Carl tried to break around Laurie Abrahams. If Abrahams had handled that ball cleanly, Bob, he could have turned around and gone in alone on Slobo. Carl really took a gamble there, and now the Steamers will call a timeout. Well, let's check it. I think it's Kansas City calling a timeout with 2:22 left in the second quarter of play, and the Steamers still on top by a score of 2-1. We want to remind you folks about some great international soccer coming up at Bush Memorial Stadium on May 15th. Trinidad against the USA national team. Wow, that should be a good one.
Always is. Was last year. that international game. It will be again this year. The national side getting stronger and stronger all the time. Well, I'll tell you about this. It's really been an exciting ball game. We're up 2-1 right now, and we can just hang in there. It's so important to try to get in at the half ahead. Comets do a great job of 1- and 2-touch passing. They play that wall pass. I'll tell you, and the steamer's coming on back. It's tough to stay goal side, but you just about have to. Niego Pace a turn, running very, very quickly. He did get a piece of it, get his foot in there and deflect that ball somewhat. Rick Benben, smart call right now, calling the timeout, getting his squad organized, see definitely what they want to do on offense, talking about St. Louis and what they're going to do playing defense, and maybe Kansas City changing their attack somewhat, although their big attack, Bob, you talk about that. Laurie Abraham's coming from the low post up on the high post, playing the ball at his feet, and he'll play it off. They also got Greg Mikowski again with that strong diagonal pass.
Here we go on the power play. KC 0 for 2 tonight. Check it 0 for 1. The Steamers are 0 for 2. Greg Mikowski, the trigger man. On top for Ficus. His shot next door.
The ball had eyes. Jeff Cacciatore had it played right. Great shot. Hit it with the right foot, outside the right foot, put a bender in the corner. Slobo, somewhat screened, couldn't react quick enough. The ball was low. Jeff was out there on him, couldn't catch up with the ball, but you put that bender on there. And Slobo looking one way, trying to get back, but the ball on the ground low, he had eyes, it was there. Sammy Bick right there, too. In fact, I think the ball went right between Sammy Bick's legs. Sammy Bick coming out, put pressure on him. And in so doing, of course, Slobo standing right behind him, Bob. He doesn't see the ball right away. Gets through Sammy's legs and goes in.
Charlie Ficus is first of the playoffs. Greg Mikowski, third assist at 12:39. It took 1 second on the power play. Armando, left side for Bellinger. Tony B at the point. In the corner for Don Ebert. Clark on him. Eves looking to turn into the penalty area. Knocked away by Mikowski. Schwartz couldn't reach it. Right wing corner. Ebert is dumped by Fredrickson. Keep in mind, we've got 5 fouls on Kansas City, and that may be number 6. Or what is it? No foul, he says.
No foul.
Is it a drop ball? I guess so.
Yeah.
Now keep in mind, KC has 5 fouls.
With 1:57 to go, we get the ball. Really force them into it. Go after them, make them foul us, and they will. Try and take some chances down in the corner. Play the ball long. Try and get some in there. Get some turns. Get some guys running off.
Don Ebert getting up slowly, but it'll take more than that to knock him out of this game.
I just wonder if something that the fans threw earlier down on the floor caused that carpet to get wet and slippery as it did. Looks like that's what happened.
There are some wet spots out there. They don't have ice here at this arena anymore. They used to when they had an NHL team, but so this is... The floor here is laid right on concrete. And if you ever take a walk around the boards here, on the near side that we can't see, there's about 1.5 feet of space between where the turf ends, where the cement comes in, and then where the boards come in. The turf is not quite wide enough here to cover the entire field, and you see a lot of crazy things happen along those boards where the cement is exposed.
Well, that's a great shot by Lou Ranoni showing up.
I tell you what, if they had ice under this floor, it'd really be interesting, wouldn't it? We got 1:57 left in the second quarter, 2-2 the score. Steamers have had trouble holding leads as of late, and it's come to play again here tonight. Boy, that 2-goal advantage to start off with is so big, but it can disappear so quickly. KC with 2 goals in 2 minutes and 12 seconds. Here's Duran in the corner. In front, Ebert a shot! Manny Schwartz a big save. Ebert again, knocked off the ball by Clark. That's foul number 6. Timmy Clark put Don Ebert into the boards. St. Louis power play coming up.
Left elbow came out and really rammed Donnie Ebert into the boards hard. And Timmy really had position. Of course, he and Donnie like to go at it. Ex-teammates from SIU, but not now. Timmy was going to make sure Donnie didn't get around him, because once he does, then he's really in there tough.
Clark with a good old hockey-type hip check there. Steamers on the power play now. 0 for 2 tonight. Manny Schwartz made a good save on Don Ebert a moment ago, Bob.
Don Ebert measured again, got it off quick with that left foot. Manny extending that right arm, got that hand on the ball, but you see Donnie then followed up in the corner and really drew that 6th foul. Okay, they got theirs. Let's get it back. Minute and 45. We can still go in here ahead 3-2.
Laurie Abrahams, who scored their first goal, will serve the penalty. Dave Clemens hoping his team can improve on that 0 for 2 power play statistic. Only 1 for 5 in the series so far. Daryl Duran, trigger man. Everybody up over the top. This one's for Pesa. Left side, Davis. That's deflected by Schiraldi into the crowd. Ricky made a great shot there, Bob, with the outside of his foot, bending it to the left, and Schiraldi stepped in front. Now the Steamers want a timeout to talk over power play strategy.
Well, and on that corner kick like that, Kansas City is packing inside that box. They know that Don Ebert's going to make his run across, or Timmy Walters, if you want to mask or fake that run across, fine. But I think once in a while, if you come out quick and then reverse it to the other side, have to shoot from the outside, then we got inside position on them. If anything, I'm sure Coach Clemens will say, hey, the last time we were on the power play situation, we had great shots. Got to be on goal, follow up. Don't change anything unless Kansas City does. And if they continue to give you the middle, take it and shoot.
Again, I want to remind the folks who are with us on Channel 30, our TV portion of the simulcast tonight. Usually during halftime, I'm sure you go get a couple of cold Budweisers, but make sure tonight that when you do, you get back in time to see Jim Duff's Budweiser Sports Break and his feature on Bob's Kehoe and Brunette. Should be something to remember. You might even want to roll a little tape on that one back home. Save it for your grandchildren or something.
It's not that bad. It only took 38 days to make a 6-minute day.
Well, here we go. Bob, this is a very important time of this game.
Oh, boy.
You've got 1:41 left in the first half. You've got a chance to go into the locker room with the lead. And you want to get back on top because really the home crowd will consider it a victory to be tied at halftime after being down 2-0.
You're not kidding. Well said, Robert. Hey, maybe they've got a special restart that they worked on since the last game that Kansas City hadn't seen. Maybe that's what took the timeout for. See what happens here.
Durant, left wing corner kick. Pace on top. Ebert and Walters in the penalty area. Davis on the left wing. Darrell shoves it through right to a defender, Fredrickson, who kicked it out. Down the floor, Slobo has it. He dumps it right side for Pesa. Here's Niego over the red line. Redmond Lane is on after Walters left. Davis top of the slot, left side for Durant. Back to Ricky. Pesa poised on the right side. Receives it from Davis off the board. Shooting! And it's high over the glass. It'll be a goal kick for Kansas City.
Ricky gave him a bad ball, a ball that was tough to handle, those bouncing balls. Pesa tried to half volley it. Of course, you get tremendous velocity on it when you hit it, but it's tough to keep that ball down. Pressure by their two up front men caused that. We're not getting the time now to pass as we're just moving a little quicker.
Back to Manny Schwartz. He throws it left side for Tim Clark. Clark, long ball down the middle, right to Slobo. Fredrickson was trying to run onto it. Here come the Steamers again. 1:05 in the period, 1:20 in the power play. Durant, left side, Redmond Lane, switching it, right corner. Pesa on top for Davis. Ricky tees it up, back to Niego, right side. Back to Davis. Left side, Redmond Lane, one touch, in front, knocked away by Fredrickson. That's a good job by Mark Fredrickson of covering that far post because Don Ebert was waiting. Here's Durant. Or Davis. Ricky top of the slot. You can kiss that one goodbye. Goal kick, KC. 53 seconds left in the penalty. Only 38 seconds left in the half.
Bob, they give you that middle, take it. Ricky Davis, good idea. Just got up, got the ball up over the top. Shot's got to be better, but good idea. Make them close on you. If they don't, drive and shoot that ball. It's amazing. We've had so many shots in our power play situation. Kansas City, that one there, one pass, one shot, goal.
In 1 second. Manny Schwartz on the goal kick. Up over two lines. Schultze heads it, but right to Schiraldi. Left side, Fredrickson. Right side, Tetcher. He pulls it down in the corner. Redmond Lane and Bellinger, or rather Davis on him. Foul on St. Louis. Ricky Davis is angry.
Well, a lot of pushing and shoving in there, and that's what Ricky's saying. Hey, he was pushing and shoving as well as we were. Both, or three of us, going for the ball, and it's hard to move Steve Petcher.
Redmond Lane defending up on this free kick. Fredrickson. Petcher got in backdoor momentarily, but they didn't go to him. All the way down the floor for Tim Clark. He dumps it back to Fredrickson. He miskicks it to Davis. Here comes Ricky down the slot. Somebody's going to foul him. 2 minutes. Oh, come on. Gino Schiraldi manhandled Ricky Davis. I tell you, Bob, it's the same situation as before.
They won't call it.
If they don't have a man in the penalty box, that's 2 minutes, but they won't call a second penalty. Davis, left side, Lane, 3 seconds left. It's brought down! Miego with 2 seconds remaining. And what great work on the left wing, Bob, by Redmond Lane. What a big lift for the Steamers 2 seconds before halftime.
They were crucifying Ricky Davis on the left side. Gerald Duran actually stopped. He thought sure a foul was called. I'm glad they didn't. Redmond Lane continued on, played on, got the great ball down in the corner, and Diego Pesa coming from the other side, the back door put us up.
Power play goal for the Steamers with 2 seconds remaining. It took 1 minute 43 seconds on the power play. Pesa second of the playoffs. For Redmond Lane, his first assist. Boy, what a great ball by Red on the left wing. That's the way to use those boards.
Up that Ricky Davis.
Off the kickoff, Mikowski left side. Duran, right side for Rose. Teams are even at full strength as we start off. Long ball, easy catch for Manny Schwartz.
Just play all you got. That's a chipped ball. You don't know what's here. You just give it everything you have, Steamers.
Schwartz a giveaway up over 2 lines. Carl Rose back in the defensive zone. Taken away by Greg Mikowski. 1-on-1 against Sammy Bick. Shooting, and Sammy stepped in front of it beautifully to make the block. Then he boots it down the floor, but into the crowd. A kick in for KC. Anytime you can block the shot of Mikowski, you're doing your goalkeeper a favor and your defenders a favor because they have to be aware of rebounds.
Mikowski likes that left foot. Sammy knew that, favored that left. Greg kind of shook his head afterwards, probably thinking, I guess I should have held up and got some help from the other side, but
that's not his way, though. Greg Mikowski's game is coming right at you.
Well, he can hammer it and bury that thing, too. It gets by Sammy. It could have been the back of the net.
Mikowski, long ball, right side up over the top for Timmy Clark. He heads it down to his feet. Ebert on him from behind. Cuts it inside. Duran runs him off the ball. Good play by Darrell. Here comes St. Louis. Duran with Mikowski on him. Outside the red line at the midfield circle. Ebert, nice first-time ball, left wing for Sammy Bick. Off the boards in the corner for Armando Betancourt. Tim Clark on him, a battle of number 3s. Armando turning it inside and on goal! Oh, and Manny Schwartz made the save. Boy, is Armando strong, Bob, or is he strong?
He turned it. Boy, he took one too many dribbles. And again, he had him hit point. He took one more dribble. I thought he was going to load one time before that. But he is strong.
Here's Katsoukas at midfield. Straight ahead and on goal! Oh, Amina shot one just wide. That was a great first-time ball. Here's Ebert back the other way. Donnie to his left in the corner for Armando. Katsoukas on him as a paper airplane went flying by. There's Katsoukas, left wing for Charlie Ficus. Ficus to the midfield stripe. Long ball, right wing, Davis into the crowd. And it'll be a kick in for KC. 1:37 into the third quarter. Steamers will change up, as will the Comets very quickly. Ricky Davis, a new assist record this year. He and Don Ebert teamed up something like 24, 25 times, setting each other up for goals this year.
Kansas City really coming from that opposite side again. Steamers doing a good job getting in behind the ball, helping one another out.
Here's a steal for Pesa. Clears but not out. Petcher holds it in. Centers for DiBernardo, and Walters took it away. Left side, Steve Petcher. Petcher in the slot shooting, and Bellinger blocks it. Steve along the boards, back out to the left point. Cuts it right point for Angelo DiBernardo. Up over the top, left wing into the crowd, and a kick in for St. Louis. Dave Latta would like to say hello to Mom and Dad back in St. Charles, Missouri, tuned in tonight. Steve and Catherine Kelly in KC en route to San Jose, California from St. Louis. They'd like to say hello to their mom, Dad, and Scott, and they say, go Steamers.
Hey, Bob, well, we got a minute. to Bob and Karen Bazada. A great guy just stopped in here to say hello to you, and that's your son.
Pretty good ball player, huh?
Oh, boy.
Bob
what
Bazada?
a great guy. Yes, sir. Played for NC2A champions at SIU, played for Bush Soccer Club, and this guy is some kind of a guy, and so are his parents. So, for Bobby, hello to you, Mom and Dad.
Slobo long throw, or rather Schwartz long throw, back down the left wing. Schultz for Slobo. Up over 2 lines for Diego Pesa. He knocks it down and centers for Davis, running onto it. Ricky against DiBernardo. Shooting! Walters deflected it just wide. Now another shot by Davis. Oh, Timmy almost deflected that ball in. Here comes Twellman back the other way. Tim Twellman at the red line on the left point. Pesa knocks him off it. Here comes Diego. He backheels it for Schultz. Here's Walters back in his own defensive zone. Steamers are playing great defense.
Oh, look at Timmy Walters
breaking down the left wing past Twellman. In on goal. Bad angle. Ooh. Oh, Pesa just couldn't get in deep enough. Here's Diego in the right corner looking to center. Knocked down by DiBernardo. Mikowski turns and clears. Here comes KC back the other way. Boy, what a great run by Timmy Walters a moment ago.
We need another blue back there.
Mikowski in front. It's Jaramina in the right corner. Look out, a block by Bellinger. Tony knocks it away, so does Armando. Bellinger up the boards for Betancourt. He steps around a man. Here comes Armando Betancourt. Running hard down the left wing. In the corner, cuts it inside. Chance for a shot! And Manny Schwartz makes the save. In the corner, Schultz. In front, nobody there. DiBernardo back the other way. Great runs by Walters and Betancourt in the last minute and a half.
How about Armando Betancourt?
He's becoming a star in this league. Right side, Clark for Ficus. In front, nobody there. Slobo's going to stay in his net. Mikowski shooting. Blocked by the defense, Tim Walters. Gitsukas at a red line. Left side is headed up in the air by McDonald. Walters headed off the ball by Mikowski, and Kenny Mack is there to sweep it down the floor. Gitsukas for Mikowski. Cuts it inside. Cacciatore, a clean steal. Here comes Jeff. McDonald ahead for catch. Ebert running diagonally in front of the goal. Right side boards. He'll control it. Eves centering it. Clark clipping away at his feet. And back to Manny Schwartz. Good defense by Tim Clark. Here's Petcher back the other way. Left side, Ficus. Abraham's in front. Rose can't stop him. Look out! Carl gets back in time. Ball is put away by Abrahams. Rose knocks it out. Gitsukas on the left boards and back to midfield. Great recovery by Carl Rose. Clark down the middle for Abrahams. He flicks it and right through to Slobo. 10 minutes remaining. Ebert left side for Duran. Darrell against Clark. One-on-one to his left and a shot. And Manny Schwartz makes the save. Darrell was looking for the far post, but he hit it to the near post. Now another shot to the corner. Glavin heads it on goal. Easy pickings for Manny Schwartz. Petcher on the far side for Clark. Bob, I think we're all going to be drained after this one.
This is a great ball game.
Salguero from Gitsukas. At midfield to the red line. Slowly against Duran. Vick knocks it away from Twellman. Petcher picks up the loose ball. Top of the slot. Back heels for Twellman. Long ball penalty area. Vick knocks it away from Salguero. Petcher a shot. You can kiss that one way upstairs. Goal kick Steamers. They lead by 1. Third quarter action. This is St. Louis Steamers playoff soccer. And Carl made a great recovery to stand Charlie up. And Slobo desperately
right
trying to grab that ball.
A lot of self-discipline there. He reached out, pulled his hands back. Look at him now.
Nobody does it better.
He's into this ball game.
I think they wrote that song about him, didn't they? Slobo outside his own penalty area now with it at his feet. Top of the circle. Jaramino watching him. Very slowly to the right side for Duran. Carroll knocks it down. Jaramino at him. Duran taken away by DiBernardo. Angelo DiBernardo down the left wing boards. Piling in there. Redmond Lane to take it away. Here come the Steamers. Redmond down the right side against Twellman. Beating him. Bad angle, but Redmond hit it right on goal. If he hits that ball near the MISL logo on the near side, it might have gone right in front to Tony Glavin.
Well, that's what they say. Sometimes indoors it's better to shoot to the near post. If you miss, it comes off the board, you get somebody coming in. Outdoors, you want to shoot that far post all the time, and indoors too. But that case, near post, hits in there. We had Glavin steaming down the middle.
Glavin for Lane, back to Bellinger. Tony B, right side for Davis. Ricky turning in front, and Glavin just couldn't get in deep enough. Redmond Lane slams it off the boards. DiBernardo has it. Tries to back heel. Davis knocks it away. Oh, in front. Glavin almost had an empty net, but he couldn't get it control. Left wing Mikowski, and Bellinger is there to strip it away. Back to Slobo. Over the red line, Sammy Bick. He's got some space down the middle. Over the KC red line. To his left, and he bumps it to the point for Walters. Timmy Walters. Abrahams took a dive into the slot. Shooting, and Schwartz is saved. I tell you, Laurie Abrahams ought to try out for the Olympic diving team one of these years. He is something. I've seen him do it outdoors for about the last 7 years, and he has narrowed it down to a fine art. Look out, long ball, right side. Pike is standing on it, and Slobo picks it up. Play on, they say. And here comes Ricky Davis. 4 on 3. Davis down the slots, got Bick to his left. Here's Sammy shooting, and it's knocked away by Katsoukas right to Schultz at midfield. On the far boards, Sammy Bick. Back to Tim Schultz. Over the red line, Schultz plays it in long. Schwartz fumbles it outside the area, chesting it down off the boards for Charlie Ficus. He bumps it right to Davis at midfield. Ricky, 8 minutes into the third quarter, it's still 3-2. Davis, top of the slot shooting, and hit Pesa. In the corner, Clark and Pesa. And back to the goalkeeper, Manny Schwartz. Now they'll let it go on the left side for Katsoukas.
You would think the pace would slow down, but it certainly hasn't. Look at Katsoukas. He's so dangerous right here.
At the red line, fights off Cacciatore. Left boards Petcher. In the corner, in front. Slobo missed it, but Carl Rose was there to clear. Good play by Carl to hold his ground. Here's Pesa, right wing against Clark and Petcher. Back for Walters. Timmy to his left for Rose. Oh, Carl. Way upstairs, goal kick Kansas City. 6:20 left, third quarter. 3-2 St. Louis. They love Carl here. This is St. Louis Steamer soccer. Here in Kansas City. It's a goal kick for Manny Schwartz and the Comets of KC. 3-2 game. This is a very intense game, Bob.
Regardless, again, that ball, Carl Rose, of course, not on goal, but the whole transition of setting it up, looking for that man off the ball, that open man. Steamers is doing a good job there, and look at him come through defensively.
Cacciatore with a steal in midfield. Left side, Armando on goal. And Manny Schwartz knocked it down. What a game Armando's having tonight. Right side, Carl Rose at the point against Salguero. Off the boards for Cacciatore. DiBernardo on him. Catch in the corner. DiBernardo stops him there. Ebert steals. Catch on top for Rose. Carl shooting. Salguero blocks it. Carl volleys it back over the glass one more time. And that might be a foul on a dangerous play by Carl Rose. He went up too high with the feet. That's the first foul of the third quarter, and we've played 9 minutes and 16 seconds.
Nice bicycle kick. That'd have been something that would have went in and not allowed.
Still would have been a foul, though, right?
That's right.
Up ahead. Good steal by Schultz for Betancourt. He's dumped by Tim Twellman.
They're going to be kicking at Betancourt's heels because that's the only way. He shields the ball well, and he's very, very strong. And once he turns, he can sure duke it left or right and get that shot off.
Rose on goal. Betancourt. Oh, Armando hit it high. Don Ebert chesting it down for Betancourt. He can't believe he didn't get it on goal, or at least still in play. Boy, what a great setup by Don Ebert off a chest trap. You don't see this too often.
That's a tough ball to hit, that volley coming in, and especially once it got up above the knee and he couldn't get the knee over the ball, and you have a tendency to lean back and it's going to go high. It's a hard ball. Donnie didn't see him. He was playing off his chest, and he was going to play it, and Armando coming in on the ball. Boy, that would have been a great goal.
Really? 5.5 left, third period. Third quarter has not been kind to the Steamers lately.
This is a fast quarter right here.
Manny Schwartz up for Benny Tabak, who makes his first appearance since their first power play. Right into the chest of Betancourt from Schwartz, but it's into the corner after a clearance by Tabak. Petcher for Tabak. On the near side, here they come. Benny Tabak of the Israeli national team formerly. Down deep for Petcher. He slams it off the boards. It hit McDonald. See Petcher again with it. Looking to shoot it in. Right point for Twellman. He takes a shot, and Armando is there again.
They got their backs playing up as forwards or forwards as backs.
Ficus, long ball. Left wing, Ebert clears it. Here's Ebert against Twellman to midfield. Charlie Ficus with it. Mikowski is on for Petcher. Tasso Katsoukas at the red line. Back to midfield for Tim Twellman. Mikowski, top of the slot. Kenny McDonald there again. Clears it down the floor. Great blocks, a couple of them in a row by Big Ken McDonald.
Here's where we got to get the ball away from now. Don't let them keep coming at us now. We intercept, but maintain control.
Taken away by Bellinger. Here's Armando again. Betancourt turning again away from Abrahams. Now he's got space. Duran to his right. Armando up over the top, left wing for Pesa. Ficus knocked it down, and it's bumped back to the goalkeeper by Tim Twellman. Armando got a little bit impatient there, but he wanted to get off, so he dumped it down the wing. Here's Mikowski to the corner, pulling up short, in front. Bellinger knocks it down. Loose ball, cleared but not out. Katsoukas left side for Ficus. He feeds it in. Turning is Mikowski. Abrahams a shot, and Walters heads it away after it hit the glass. Mikowski a shot and hit Abrahams. That'll belong to the Steamers, I think. We'll take a timeout. 3-2 St. Louis. This is St. Louis Steamers soccer. Well, the ball went out of bounds off the Steamers, so Mikowski will have a left wing kick in with Pesa fronting him. In front, Abrahams and Ficus. Abrahams back heel, but right to Slobo. Slobo, long throw up the middle, right over the top of Walters. Timmy had trouble judging it. Katsoukas back to Manny Schwartz. Up the left wing, Mikowski. Duran closes on him. Katsoukas at midfield with Walters marking up. To the right side boards. Tasso. Now Pesa helps out as it's cleared back to midfield for Tim Clark. Right side, Charlie Ficus on top for Clark. Right boards Ficus. 3 minutes left in the third quarter. Clark on the left side. Slow build up here. Steamers marking up very well. Katsoukas on the right boards. Duran at his feet. Tasso still with it. Can't play it long. Can't get on the boards. Finally, Duran steals. He's got pace ahead of him. Here comes Niego. He bumps it back inside for Duran, but Mikowski is there. Darrell didn't see him. Now Sammy takes it away from the face. Back to Duran. Here come the Steamers over the red line. Duran, left point. Pesa, right point for Walters. Timmy, one touch, shooting it off the boards in front. Schwartz knocks it away. Duran stretching for it, can't keep control. Abrahams has it. There's one of Laurie Abrahams' great dives.
That is a great dive.
Now that was a foul. That was a foul, but Laurie made it look very dramatic, didn't he? Watch him. There he goes. I tell you, he is something. I wonder if he had a trampoline in his backyard as a youngster.
He'd be a great stuntman in the movie.
Yeah, Lee Majors has nothing on him. Mark Fredrickson on. Pesa forcing him back on defense. 2 minutes left in the third quarter. It's been scoreless for the first 13 minutes. Manny Schwartz outside the circle. This is where the Steamers have had problems in the past. Hopefully not tonight. Salguero for Petcher. He clears it right side. Walters can't beat Salguero. In front, and Schultz knocked it down with DiBernardo coming into the net. And a foul on Timmy Schultz. Only number 3 on the Steamers.
I tell you, don't ease up now. Go after them. I don't care if we had 5 fouls on us. Don't let them get in there and turn and ease up because we're afraid of that. Force them.
Fredrickson. Ooh, that ball deflected on the way in off the foot of Clark. Fredrickson ran over the top of it. Clark hit it just wide. Pesa, right side for Sammy Beck. Sammy in front, but right to Manny Schwartz. Dick and Petcher both go down. Schultz knocks it back in. Fredrickson at his own red line. Left side for Steve Petcher. Schiraldi.
Here's a battle.
Left side for Petcher. To his left at the point. Now trying to get down the boards. Centers in front. Armando there to knock it down. He was shoved down by Fredrickson. That's a foul on Kansas City. Number 2 on the Comets in the period. 59 seconds remain. Gino DiPolito was right on top of the call.
Bob Fisher's doing a fine job. This is a tough ball game to call, and they're right on it, and they make their calls right now.
Less controversy than Wednesday night.
They're doing a great job.
McDonald back to Slobo. Don't dump it over 3 lines, Slobo. He'll go back into his own penalty area now. He'll wait for the Comets to mark up. Now he goes back inside, now back outside. Now he goes to his left for Kenny McDonald. Good play by Slobo. McDonald down the left wing boards, into the corner. Schiraldi cuts it off. 25 seconds remaining. Betancourt marking up. Here's where you got to be tough defensively. 15 seconds left as Petra controls the midfield. Long ball, left wing. Schiraldi centers, but Armando is there again. He boots it up to Ebert, off his foot into the crowd with 8 seconds remaining.
John Ebert maybe can help us out a little bit. I don't think Petra's going to make a run. Somebody's going to have to stay back for Kansas City. So Johnny can, if it's Petra, come back and help one another out or double up on one of those people.
8 seconds remaining. Third quarter. Steamers led 3-2 at the half and still do.
That Jeff Cacciatore in there, good yield chase.
He's going to have to stand and maybe stand right in front of a rocket of Mikowski. Slobo, you can see waving Cacciatore to give him a proper side angle on the shot.
Diagonal ball, be careful.
Mikowski blocked by Cacciatore, then into the corner. Clark a shot. Carl Rose with the block, and that'll do it for the third quarter. 15 minutes remaining. Steamers fighting. Casey will go from left to right. They'll have the kickoff. Glavin, Lane, Cacciatore, Schultz, and Bellinger in front of Slobo. Ficus, Katsoukas, Clark, Abrahams, and Mikowski in front of Manny Schwartz. Redmond Lane stops Katsoukas at midfield to keep it in. Then he breaks down the wing. Then he is fouled by Tasso Katsoukas.
Boy, Redmond Lane, not effort. He went into that board, banged in there hard. Don't worry about his body there.
Left side in the corner, too far for Glavin. Manny Schwartz picking it up. Ahead for Tasso Katsoukas.
We got in trouble last time we played. We got 4 fouls called on us quick in that fourth quarter.
Uh-oh, right to Ficus. Glavin with a steal, but he stood up straight by Katsoukas. Back the other way comes Tim Clark. Can't get away from Glavin, and Cacciatore comes up with it to midfield. Great marking by the Steamers. What a work rate. Here's Timmy Schultz. Left side for Cacciatore. Redmond's in front. There's the shot. It was on goal, and Katsoukas blocked it. Again, one of those instances when you'd be better off shooting wide of the net on the near post. Katsoukas left side for Clark. Tasso, look out. Left side, Mikowski in front, and Cacciatore knocked it down. Slobo clears the defensive zone for Redmond Lane. Daryl Duran is on for Cacciatore. Lane will leave, and Ebert will come on. Here's Bellinger from Schultz. Tony B at the right point. Right boards for Duran. Ebert is on now. Duran toward the slot. Up over the top for Ebe. Centers for Glavin. Knocked away by Katsoukas. Daryl Duran being pressured by Carlos Salguero.
Somebody's got to help him.
Still with it. Looking down the boards. Gets it for Ebert. Here's Donnie. 2-on-2. Now 3-on-3 with Duran and Glavin. Carroll shooting. He tried to bend it but couldn't. It went wide. And Schiraldi back to his goalkeeper. Manny Schwartz was there.
Good call. Carl was on the right. No fault, Daryl Duran. Good effort right there. He had the space. He was point blank. Carl Rose gets the ball. He has a bad angle.
Up over the top, Tasso Katsoukas, right wing corner for Carl Rose instead of Angelo DiBernardo. Wichita is hammering Minnesota. 7-3 in the fourth quarter. How about that? Here's Duran over the red line against Fredrickson. Trying to go to his left. Does finally. Fredrickson stopped the centering pass. DiBernardo picks up the loose ball. Centers it. Ooh, Fredrickson away from Ebert. Back to Manny Schwartz. Cleveland and Chicago 3-3, third period at Chicago Stadium. Here's Fredrickson down the left wing. Shooting, and Carl Rose blocks it. Rebound in front. Salguero goes down. No ball. Cleared over 3 lines. I think he took a dive, Mr. B.
They were both in there. Sure, he took a dive. Of course, a good call. Right there.
Then Duran dumped it down over 3 lines.
Might have been from Kansas City. I've been upset on that also.
Schiraldi, top of the circle for Salguero. Back to the point for Gino Schiraldi. Too tall. Rebound Fredrickson. Ebert cuts him off. Back out to the point. Look at Don Ebert chasing Mark Fredrickson. Fredrickson in the left corner for Petcher. Rose cuts him off. Ball cleared but not out. Fredrickson shooting. It's high and wide. That's a dangerous play on Salguero as Ken McDonald was helping the ball. By the way, Damir Haramina has left the game with a slightly sprained left knee. They say he can return. Now we got more debris on the field, but it was obviously a dangerous play on Carlos Salguero with the high foot in front of the face of Ken McDonald.
I'll tell you, that official just about got hit with that ice, that cup of ice coming down. Just missed. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. You know, Rick Penn been very upset about it. It's one of his fans throwing down. It's unnecessary.
They'll clean up. We'll take a timeout. Fourth quarter, Steamers by 1. This is St. Louis Steamers playoff soccer. I'd like to apologize for some transmission difficulties we're having right now from Kansas City. We'll put a few more hamsters on the treadmill and see if we can't straighten that out. Carl Rose for Timmy Walters. Left side, ball up into the stands off the foot of Steve Petcher. It'll be a St. Louis kick in right between the two team benches. 12:01 left in the game.
Aren't these teams evenly matched? Boy, both of them continue to play and play regardless of what the score or what time in the ball game.
Long ball by Rose, taken away by KC. Schwartz a long throw. Kenny McDonald skying for the header. They pray it in, and Slobo heads it out. Fredrickson, right side for Salguero, who pulls it down. Salguero with Davis marking up. Back to Fredrickson at the point. Diagonal ball. Tim Walters chesting it down. Nice play. Here's Diego back the other way against Schiraldi. Off the boards to himself. Fredrickson cut him off. You knew Diego had to take him on one-on-one.
We've got a matchup now. We've got some line changes there.
Right side Petcher. Fredrickson leaves. Clark is on. 11:20 left in the game. Kitsoukas over the red line. Left side, Vick getting there. Sammy cuts him off. Walters for Davis. Ricky against Tim Clark. Davis on the left wing boards. Has Schultz behind him with support. Davis now facing upfield. Plays a through ball for Diego, left wing boards. Pesa running onto it. Cuts inside on Mikowski. Shooting near post, and it's wide. Rebound knocked away by Clark. Here comes Abrahams to midfield. 3-on-2. Abrahams right into the feet of Tim Schultz. Then he slide tackles it away from Clark. Here's Mikowski. Bad angle. In front, and Vick knocks it away. In the corner, Mikowski and Sammy Vick tied up. That'll be a foul on St. Louis. First Steamer foul. Comets have 2.
Boy, Bob, Steamer's coming from nowhere and everywhere. Picking up one another in there. Mikowski had a defender beat. Sammy Vick coming from the opposite side coming in. Stopped that play.
Mikowski in front. Davis knocked it down and gives it to Slobo. Slobo made no saves in the third quarter, believe it or not. His throw up the left wing. Right into the penalty box.
Okay, Kansas City back 3-2. 10:33 in the ball game. They're pushing up. Good play, bad throw. That's all there was to it. But we've got to break out of there quick. Release from the backside. Release one of our defenders who's going to be running free. We can get him on a quick transition, and we need another one.
Abrahams and Kitsoukas communicating. Tasso. Off Cacciatore. Left wing boards, Laurie Abrahams. Clips it inside. Bick against Ficus. That was a bad foul by Sammy. He had no position whatsoever and got there way too late. Sammy claiming he was going for the ball, which he was, but the Kansas City player had position on him, and now the teams are even at 2 fouls apiece, Coach.
Boy, the adrenaline's there. Can't fault Sammy or him. The adrenaline's there. They want it, and they want it bad. That's all there is to it.
Kitsoukas on goal, and Slobo the save.
He's sure right here.
He lays it down for Schultz, now keeps it, now gives it left side for Timmy. To the midfield stripe, long ball, left wing corner for Armando Betancourt. In front, knocked down Kitsoukas. Ebert from Betancourt. And it's cleared back to Mikowski by Mikowski to Kitsoukas, and now Manny Schwartz.
Boy, Betancourt really dangerous offensively. Great speed coming forward. That time, a great ball at Donnie Ebert. A little too hard. Donnie couldn't get control of it. Good
Also
idea.
Kitsoukas, long ball, right into the arms of Slobo.
There it is.
He throws it up the right side for Sammy Bick. He ducks under it. Ball bounces over him all the way to Manny Schwartz. Now we're told that Damir Haramina will not return from a left knee sprain. He's hurt the Steamers. There's a steal by Bellinger off Mikowski. Left side, but behind Cacciatore. Jeff picks it up. Ebert waving for it, right wing corner. Chest trapping it. Schiraldi took it away. Ebert forces him back to the keeper. 9:20 remaining.
throwing them in their third now. They're going to make a mistake.
Also Kasukas right down the middle. Cacciatore took it away. Redmond Lane couldn't get it back, and Petcher back for Ficus. At the red line, Charlie Ficus on the far side for Tim Clark. Redmond deflects it right to Tony Bellinger. Lane and Cacciatore with that pressure. Duran is on for Jeff. Here's Bellinger back down the left wing. Redmond Lane in front, running onto it, but missing is Glavin. Duran hit it just wide. Oh, what a shot by Darrell from a bad angle. Bellinger for Glavin, and a foul. Who's it on? Tony Bellinger.
Tony fighting for the ball and had to in their third. We win the ball, we go in on them.
I tell you, Darrell Duran didn't miss by much a moment ago, Coach.
Just wide of that upright.
That would have been a heck of a shot from a terrible angle.
Pressure right here, doing a good job on him. Now attack.
Manny Schwartz left side for Steve Petcher. He's got space down the left wing. Diagonal ball, right side, Fredrickson. Duran turns him away from it. Here's Redmond Lane on the near boards. Fredrickson shoves him. That's foul number 3. Each team with 3 now.
You see us dropping off on the backside on defense and helping out. We've intercepted 3 or 4 balls that way. Kansas City can't take a chance too much. They're going to have to keep somebody back defensively.
Slobo up the left side. Long throw for Carl Rose. Salguero on him. Carlos cuts him off. Back to Schwartz. No, he clears it. Duran knocks it in. Darrell's tripped by DiBernardo. They say play on. Now that was clear possession by the Steamers, and he was tripped off the ball. Looked obvious, but the official said keep going. Now Bellinger with a steal down the floor. We're nearing the halfway mark of the 4th quarter. We'll be there in 15 seconds. Manny Schwartz out of his net. Long ball on goal. Slobo's got it. He will roll it right side for Darrell Duran. Who's going to make the first mistake? Right side, Duran from Bellinger. Tony B down the boards for Glavin. DiBernardo fouls him.
Oh, yeah.
That might be a makeup call for the last one, Coach. Number 4.
Keep it up, Angelo. We'll take all we can get that way. Let's us go in there.
Bellinger shooting wide. Ball hits the top of the board. Comes straight out for Carlos Salguero. At the red line, McDonald marking up. Steamers getting back behind the ball. Carlos Salguero lays it off left side for Mikowski, who just stepped on to replace Steve Petcher. In the corner, Mikowski for Salguero. Back to the point for Greg Mikowski. To the corner. Walters can't cut him off. Slobo will, and he boots it down the floor. That's good instinct by Slobo. He knew exactly when to come off his line. There it is. Glavin almost stealing it from Schwartz. Now Mikowski fans on it. The net was empty for a moment. Tony Glavin down the wing. Walters shooting. Oh, Schwartz is saved. Davis knocked off the ball by Fredrickson. DiBernardo right to Ricky. Davis tripped up. Play on. Back to Sammy Beck. Back to Ricky. Too far. DiBernardo steals. Now Davis knocks it down. That'll be a foul. I don't know about that one, Bob. Ricky got the ball. 4 fouls on each team.
50-50 ball. He blocked the ball. All right, get set, Steamers. Here they come.
Tim Clark down the right side. Inside for Katsukas. Back to Clark. He may have put the goalpost. He may have got the goalpost on that one. Now Davis cuts off Ficus. Abraham's in front. Slobo the save. Knocks it away from Ficus. And Pesa comes out with it on the boards. Katsukas knocks him off.
Kenny McDonald.
Abraham's in a slot, and Slobo makes the save. Bodies are flying everywhere. McDonald is injured. We make it an official's timeout here. And we'll take one with 5:59 remaining. It's a bruising game in Kansas City. Kenny McDonald holding his right knee. We can't afford to lose any more defenders. This is St. Louis Steamers. Exciting. May have gotten a piece of the goalpost on that shot a few minutes ago. Just wide.
Kenny McDonald coming from a defensive position in there came out. That's where I think he made contact.
Well, you get a defender shooting in that close. That was only about 20 feet from Slobo. Kenny McDonald got up under his own power. We'll have a drop ball. Damir Jaramillo will not return because of a left knee sprain. That's got to help the Steamers. Hopefully, they'll have to think about whether they play him on Sunday or not. That'll mean that we've been victorious here tonight.
That's the best way to start your attack, coming from the back with one of your defenders, because the opposition, their forwards are up in there attacking. If you win the ball quickly or go to a keeper, you release as a defender and come down that right side. The forward got to be able to turn and get back, and that's what's happening now. That's a tough job for a forward. You want him to go up there and attack, but you better get him back. And once he gets caught, somebody's got to help him out, and that's where Kenny McDonald came from. Jimmy Clark, a good, excellent player, too, and he can run just as well as the rest of them.
5:46 remaining. Off the foot of Davis, out of bounds. KC kick in left wing in midfield.
They've got Charlie Ficus up there again with Laurie Abrahams. You watch where they play Charlie Ficus. They'll play him wide. Abrahams on the high post.
Abrahams lost control to Tim Schultz, and back to Slobo with help from Don Ebert.
I hope the officials, let them play on, not to a point where they're going to hurt someone physically, but...
Slobo up to the third line, but it was headed by Schiraldi away from Armando. He's in the air against Mikowski. Armando got it back to Duran. Katsoukas beats Darrell to the ball. Mikowski took it away from his own man, and a foul on Tasso Katsoukas for grabbing Darrell Duran. That's a big foul, number 5, and Tasso can't believe it.
They were both grabbing and pushing, going for the free ball. It all depends on what the official is looking at. Darrell Duran grabbing, Tasso grabbing.
Yeah, I'm not so sure about that one. There's Ficus back the other way. Long ball. Abrahams down the middle. Tim Schultz on him. Abrahams dangerous with his back to the net. Centers, and Bick clears it. And it stays in play down the floor. Just over 5 minutes remaining. Tasso Katsoukas. Right side, Sammy Bick has it down the floor. Then he'll chase it against Schiraldi. Manny Schwartz out of his goal. That one across 3 lines, maybe. No, Abrahams pulled it down. Schultz back to Slobo. Nice little touch. Slobo up the left wing for Don Ebert. He's got a long way to go still. Eves at midfield. Off the boards left side for Betancourt. Petcher knocks him off the ball. Here's Steve Petcher. Bick stands him up. Armando with it. And now they blow the whistle. Armando fouling Tasso Katsoukas. Here they come back quickly. DiBernardo, left side for Abrahams, in front! DiBernardo couldn't get it down. It goes all the way upstairs. Goal kick. Still a 1-goal lead, a precarious lead at that. This is St. Louis Steamers playoff soccer. Everybody's talking about 5 fouls on each team right now. Cleveland and Chicago have moved into overtime. 4-4 the score at Chicago Stadium. Wichita leading Minnesota 7-3 in the 4th quarter at the Kansas Coliseum. Slobo up the left wing. Ball hits the top of the board, then hit our cameraman and went out of bounds. You got to be careful.
Yeah, he had some velocity on that ball. We're trying that long ball, and they're picking us up now. We may have to change a little bit. If it's good and clean and we can make the pass and we definitely get possession, fine. But if not, we're just going to have to try to build it up from the back.
Davis knocks down Fredrickson's ball. Back on defense for Steve Petcher. Right side boards. Bellinger beats DiBernardo, but it gets by Tim Walters back the other way. Petcher or Angelo. Flips it by Davis and Fredrickson. Play on. That's a foul on Ricky. And that's number 6 on St. Louis.
I knew they were going to call that. And I just felt that Kansas City was going to get the first call on that. All right, Steamers, they've got 5 on them. Come on, we can hold them off. There's still time, and we'll get it. They can foul us even when we're shorthanded.
I hope history doesn't repeat itself. Ricky committed the 6th foul the other night that gave KC a 4th quarter advantage. They pulled their keeper at that time and scored the tying goal. With 3:56 left, Bob, it'll be interesting to see if Rick Benben does the same thing here. Manny Schwartz has gone to the bench, but they're going to keep him on for the time being. Maybe a minute later, and he'd be pulling that keeper. You know, and I really think if he doesn't pull the keeper, that's to our advantage, because when you have a 2-man advantage, you totally take away possession from the other team. Steamers, at least with only 1 man down, will have a chance to get a few touches on the ball. They should anyway.
That's a coaching decision you make right now, and you live or die with it. You can't go back and think about it.
Tim Walters is serving the penalty. Now, keep in mind, KC also has 5. Ficus for DiBernardo. They're on the power play. Left corner, Mikowski. On top for DiBernardo. Ficus back to Angelo. In the corner, Mikowski centering weakly right to Slobo. He throws it left wing for Sammy Bick. Sammy down the boards into the defensive zone. 3.5 minutes remaining. Ficus against Cacciatore. Back for DiBernardo.
Jeff's got to work hard. We're going to work harder on front. They're just playing it back and forth, then going to the wing with it.
Salguero against Vick on the boards. Ficus on top for DiBernardo. Top of the slot to his left. In the corner, Mikowski. They score! No! Yes. No goal! Handball, no goal! It's no goal. They're going to say the ball hit Carlos Salguero in the hands, and it's no goal. Bill Maxwell was right on top of the play, coach, and he made the call. He had no doubt in his mind that it was a handball on Kansas City.
Well, he better have called it because every steamer saw it. It came across. That's a tough ball. Ficus right there with that left hand.
Hard to see because Salguero's body had us screened out.
Slobo saw it. Boy, he went up, so did Carl. Bill Maxwell from the other side made the call immediately.
The only way you could see that play correctly is if you would have had a camera behind that particular goal. Because between our vantage point and the net, Salguero's body had the ball blocked out. Well, maybe that's one of those breaks you get when you're going to win a game and win a series. We'll see.
You see how deep Greg Mikowski plays on that side. He's almost at, well, he is at the turn.
Look at this. Kansas City's bench got a foul. And the Comets have been assessed a 6th foul.
Beautiful. We'll play them 4-on-4 for 1 minute and 15, and then we get them for 45 seconds after that.
Yeah, that's because of the handball. And that's why the 6th foul was committed. That's a big break, coach. Manny Schwartz has gone to the bench, I believe, now. But do we have a 6th attacker on? Yes, it's Charlie Ficus. Well, that's interesting. Bob, I don't want to second-guess Rick Benben, because he's done a great job here in Kansas City, but had he pulled the goalkeeper when they got the penalty on St. Louis, I doubt if the Steamers ever would have gotten a touch on the ball.
He probably wanted to wait a little bit longer before he did it, see if they could go that way. Things changed too quick for him. He didn't expect that handball right there, and then the 6th foul and the whole thing. So now, with 3:10, he has no choice.
Benny Tabak will serve the penalty. They do have a man advantage for the next minute 15 because they pulled their keeper for the 5th. I guess here's where you call it the 5th attacker. Yeah. Walters in the box for St. Louis. Tabak for KC. Ficus, the 5th attacker for the Comets. And then a minute 15 from now, the Steamers will be on the power play, and it'll be interesting to see if they leave Ficus out there at that time.
Well,
Rose for Slobo. 3:05 remaining.
With Slobo in there, it's just like we have 5 out there also, so I wouldn't change it.
Look at this! Sammy Bick shooting wide from long range. Oh, boy. Oh. Here's Tim Clark. Or Charlie Ficus. There's going to be a lot of space out there, Bob.
I know it.
With 1 man from each team in the penalty box.
Carroll's got to work hard. Who's ever up on top just got to run. Watch the back door. That's all right.
Bellinger knocks down DiBernardo. They play it ahead for Abrahams. In the corner, Mikowski high off the glass. Here's Ficus intercepting. Off the boards, and Slobo is out to grab it. Slobo, long throw. DiBernardo heads it for Mikowski. 30 seconds left in the St. Louis penalty. Left point. Mikowski for Ficus. Greg Mikowski winding up. Can't get a shot. Bellinger stopped him. In front. They score.
Laurie Abrahams, great pass. They get that ball deep in the corner, and then they just play it across the crease. Either forward coming from the other side or coming from the back. And that time, DiBernardo coming from the back. Hey, remember this, though. We're going to get our man back, and we're going to come after them now. He just came down the middle. Nobody picked him up. DiBernardo from the backside. Great pass by Laurie Abraham. Donnie Ebert talking with Billy Maxwell, Ricky Davis, I don't know. They're talking about grabbing and pulling, and that's what they're talking about.
Well, it's time to quit talking and get the winning goal.
We're back now. Well, let's come after them. Hey, they're going to play shorthanded right here.
Manny Schwartz is back in the goal.
We got 1:03 on our power play.
And bear in mind, I don't think Dave Clemens would do this with a tie score. I don't think he'll pull his goalie with the game tied. DiBernardo, his second of the playoffs from Abrahams, his first assist at 12:47. It took them 57 seconds with the fifth attacker.
Where's our fifth player? He gets to come out.
No. He's got to stay in the penalty box. When each team is a man short, they both stay in.
Okay, 18 more seconds. They went back. They're playing 3-3. Okay, let's just hold it right here, and then we'll go after them. We'll still have time.
Back to Slobo. 10 seconds remaining.
Come on, Carl.
Slobo up slowly. 3 seconds in the penalty now. Tim Walters is out of the penalty box right now. Steamers are on the power play. Slobo left side for Walters. Back to Slobo. Right side for Pesa. 30 seconds in the power play. Redmond lane for Daryl Duran. Over the red line, straight ahead for Ebert. Right side Pesa. Manny Schwartz knocks it away. Into the crowd on the far side. It'll be a St. Louis kick-in with 21 seconds left in the power play and 1:31 left in the game. 3-3 the score.
That ball goes to Pesa. Manny Schwartz going that near post. Pesa can try and get it to that far post, even if he misses a little bit wide.
Steamers have called a timeout with 1:31 remaining.
Seconds on the power play. That's what Coach called it out. They've got to be very careful. They get that. If they can score with it, fine. If not, they've got to get back and get sound because there'll still be, what, 1:10 seconds, 1:15 in regulation. Then we'll see if Rick pulls his keeper. So strategy is very, very important there. They're overplaying our two wing people, Bob. Once in a while, maybe as well, and as hard as Pesa hits the ball, their deep man on that side is coming out very quickly. I wish Pesa would drop it down in the corner maybe once, as Kansas City did, and then we could get that ball coming across and from the backside.
Wichita has defeated Minnesota 8-3 at the Kansas Coliseum. They'll play Game 3 in Minnesota on Sunday. Hopefully, the Steamers will as well at home. We shall see.
Hey, Bob, let me say right now, it's in the books right now who's going to win this ball game. Well, I'll tell you, boy, this Steamers have played some ball tonight. They always do, but they especially did. They fought them all away. Let's get that feeling. Let's get them. Get out of here.
Pesa will take the right wing kick in. He's got Duran and Lane, Ebert and Davis. Diego for Redmond Lane. 20 seconds in the penalty. Duran, Ebert, back to Darrell. Right side, Pesa. Shooting in front. Knocked away by Tim Clark. Redmond Lane. Duran. Shooting. Just wide. Penalty is over. Redmond Lane on top for Daryl Duran. Slobo way out of his net. Gives it back to Duran. 1 minute left in regulation time. Duran, long ball for Davis. Off the boards for Pesa. Back in the corner for Ricky. Clark controlling. They're digging at it. Davis goes down. Clark clears, but not out. Duran with it. Left side for Redmond Lane. Redmond on the boards. Looking to the corner. Back on top for Darrell. Duran, right side for Pesa. Diego against Fredrickson. Fakes a shot. Shoots it. High. Rebound, Tabak. 30 seconds remaining. Redmond Lane runs him off the ball. That'll be a foul on Benny Tabak.
He definitely clipped Redmond. 29 seconds, Bob.
Redmond's speed made that play. 29 seconds remaining in regulation time. 3-3 the score. Duran, left corner for Ebert. Fetcher knocked him down, but Manny Schwartz puts it over 3 lines. And the Steamers will get a very important free kick back at the KC red line. We'll see if they can make Manny Schwartz regret knocking that ball so far down the floor.
Well, Gerald Duran, the trigger man, come off to either side, Ricky or Pesa.
Duran in front. Clark knocks Pace off the ball. Tabak clears. Duran chesting it down at midfield. He's put into the boards by Gino Schiraldi. Quick restart. Redmond Lane at the red line. Right side for Davis. Fredrickson took it away. 5 seconds left. Right now, Schiraldi down the boards. Can't get a shot. We're going to overtime.
That makes it 3 in a row. Overtime. It's our turn. We won the first one. They won the second one. We're going to win this one.
We've played 60 minutes. Each team has 3 goals. Sudden death overtime coming up. A lot on this season. Chicago losing at home to Cleveland 5-4 in overtime, and the goal that tied things up, Bob, was Laurie Abrahams to Angelo DiBernardo.
They worked very well together. Laurie Abraham got himself deep in that corner, and he got a great ball, and of course he had great passing ability, and he saw DiBernardo coming from the back, and he laid that square pass right across the mouth of the goal, and DiBernardo, no mistake.
The Comets were having all kind of problems at home in overtime until they beat Pittsburgh a couple of weeks ago on a goal by Angelo DiBernardo. We've kicked it off. We're underway in overtime. Slobo up over the red line. Can play it long. Manny Schwartz heading it into the crowd. They wouldn't call 2 minutes for that, would they?
They did the other night. Why not here?
It's overtime, that's why.
Well, let's end it right away. Got a good chance right here.
A lot of overtime games get ended in the first couple of minutes. Duran will kick it in for St. Louis. Darrow plays it up over the top. Bettencourt! Oh, just wide! Ebert the rebound. Armando missed by about 2 feet on a far post header.
Did he pick that thing out of the air? Great.
Here's Mikowski down the left wing. Ficus with Vic on him. Back to Greg Mikowski. Tim Clark in the defensive zone. Straight ahead, Armando intercepting for Darrell Duran. Left side for Tim Schultz. Left board, Sammy Bick. Down the boards for Armando Bettencourt. He cuts it inside on Mikowski, who took it away. And back to the goalkeeper, Manny Schwartz. Left wing throw, Laurie Abraham. He and Kitsukas are 3-on-3 with Ficus. Abraham shooting just wide. Kitsukas the rebound. Knocked away by Slobo right through the legs of Abraham. Ebert on the boards. He was fouled.
Laurie Abraham scored a great goal against us in St. Louis. That same way, he comes right down, he unloads with that left foot quickly. You think he's going to dribble? He toes the ball.
Or then Kitsukas almost hammered the rebound in, and Slobo blocked it, and it went right through the legs of Abraham, who was waiting for a rebound.
They have to be exhausted, both teams. A great ball game.
Carl Rose, deflected by Kitsukas. Abraham, down the right wing. He hit it just wide. It's over. Tasso Kitsukas. The Steamers season is over.
Laurie Abraham made the play, stole the ball, came down. Slobo cut him off. Tasso Kitsukas, as he does all the time with that left foot, he followed up and he hit it to that right post. Great tribute to the Steamers, though. I mean, they gave it everything they had. Great tribute to Kansas City. They came from way back early in the season to get into the playoffs and now defeat St. Louis. The best 2 out of 3.
Well, it has to be sweet revenge for the Kansas City Comets, who have been frustrated by the Steamers. This is a team they lost to 10-1 back in December. Now they come back in the playoffs and beat the Steamers by a score of 4-3 in overtime. And the St. Louis season is over after only 2 playoff games. Bob, a familiar story. The Steamers had the lead 2 different times and could not hold on.
Well, the overtime, it just right here, we didn't have too much going, and it looked like Kansas City had that one break, and then that sort of spurred them on, and they came on with that. What's a great goal. I'll tell you, Slobo played fantastically. I don't know how he couldn't have stopped that last one.
You folks on TV now, look at the winning goal. You know, the Steamers gave it away at midfield, Bob, on a kick-in, and that cost them the game.
That's right. Slobo came out, made Laurie Abrahams go to his left, which he did, and he missed. But watch Katsoukas coming back in here, first time left foot.